Hello, everyone, and welcome to Claret and Booze. You're joined by myself, Nick, Gary, and Mickey. John is in his deathbed at the moment. He's very unwell. He's basically just as ill as me, but he's a pussy. He's laying in bed.
Is he as ill as you? Really?
He is ill. Yeah, he sounds ill.
Yeah.
Why do we can all put that voice on, can't we?
I'm really ill.
Well, if you're listening, John, pew pew, get better.
Yeah. Right now, look, everyone. I didn't do my post-match reaction. All right, so what I've done is I've recorded a little one that I'm going to play now for you to get us all started, and then we'll get into the show. It's only about 5 minutes. All right. Different result. Hang on. Now.
Bloody hell, Nick. Sorry.
Hello, everyone. Sorry I didn't do my post-match review today. I honestly could not be asked. And if I'm...
This is going well.
I don't know.
Really
I'm doing it a different way.
It's going really well.
Oh, fuck me. No. It's not...
I can see two of you. It's like a nightmare. It's my worst nightmare.
Hang on. I'm going to take us all off. I had an opportunity to watch the game, and for the first time in my living memory, I opted to watch a film instead. Now, what I did was I taped the game and I went back and I watched it retrospectively. I didn't even follow the results. Like I said to you, apathy is really starting to set in with me. It is, this week, I'm not feeling very well either, so it's fucking brought me down even more. But I saw the result, watched the game back, flicked through certain sections of it because it was just absolute fucking dross. So look, sorry I didn't do the immediate review, so I'm just bolting this onto the front of our show. Look, I've made the mistake of watching some reviews from other people, seeing some comments on Twitter. I'm not commenting on Twitter anymore, but I had a little look to see what people are saying. And my God, the fucking delusion. I mean, for a start, we get this kind of, why is it that David Moyes is always spoken about after a game? Why can't we just talk about, it was a crap game, the players were rubbish, and this, that, the other? That's the fucking point. That's why we go back to the manager. Because it's on the manager. It's that style of play. That is why. That is why we are a one-man team. We saw that against Brighton, and we saw that once Kehrer went off today. You take Kehrer out of that football team, there is nothing. We spent 500 million, David Moyes has. We've got 11 players or 12 players that we can call on, but there is a huge dependency on one player being there, or we've got nothing. And do you know how that's come about? Do you? Because we've got these world-class players now in Kudus, Kehrer and Bowen. What that's enabled David Moyes to do, and this is why the football has got worse, what it's enabled him to do is completely and utterly focus on stopping the opposition. So you can see it, all the preparation leading up to a game is block, block, block. And he has put the dependency on those three players. He's put all of that onto their shoulders to go out there, perform miracles and win games on their own. Because we've got no fucking system of play that facilitates goals or anything like that. No, we haven't. It's fucking smash and grabs and individual brilliance. If you look at Brighton, when we played them with all the fucking players they had out, they still played the same way. Because it's a system, it's a way that they play. We don't play football. We try to stop football being played. That's what we do. And this is why we keep coming back to the manager all the time. Because that fucker sets us up. That's why we're watching shit. And all of these people that keep on going, oh, well, this puts it to bed now about we've got a rubbish squad. Yeah, we have got a rubbish squad. Because all the backup players are so fucking demoralised and don't want to be here anymore. They're worse than fucking useless. You put Fornals, you put Benny, you put Cornet in that Bristol team, they would look fucking amazing. And they would have ripped us a new one. They'd be pissing the championship. But because they're here and they've gone to shit, because they've got the ump with the way that things are going at West Ham and the way that it's being managed and the boring, drab style of play that's sucking the fucking life out of them and us, they don't want to be here anymore. So yeah, that squad depth is shit because everyone's dying. Everyone's fucking dying and there's muppets out there talking about giving him a new contract. Fucking hell. Honestly, it is ridiculous. It's pathetic. We're fucking lucked our way through the first part of that season. We're smashed and grabbed and shit out so many wins that we did not deserve. And let's see how he does now. If Kehrer, heaven forbid, is injured now, let's see how Moyes does without Kehrer. Let's see how he does. I'm really keen to see it. And then I've seen people blaming Mubama. It's Mubama's fault. Fucking Haller. Skamaka couldn't exist in this system. Danny Ings, a Premier League proven striker, can't do anything up front on his own in this system. What the fuck do you want an 18-year-old youth kid to do? What do you want him to do? We make everyone look shit. Put Mubama up there when he's got Kudus, Bowen and Kehrer behind him. You might see a different result. But stick him up there on his own and ask him to do the Antonio role. You're going to see it's going to be shit. But yeah, that's proven the point now. David Moyes is right. The youth are rubbish. No, the football's shit. You pick up any one of our youth players. Brighton had a fucking central midfielder, 18-year-old central midfielder, playing at right back for them. He was fucking brilliant. He was fine because he's coached. He's got a fucking mentor. They get him in. They show him how to fucking play in the team. They've got him in there properly. We've got a team of fucking individuals that sit like fucking traffic cones, and then we hoof the ball to one of our magicians and ask them and pray for them to do something amazing like Kehrer did to Bowen when we went 1-0 up. That's why we keep talking about this fucking manager. And that's why we're playing shit football. Give him another 500 million, it'll be the same. Because the next batch of substitute players will be cutting the same frustrated, fucked off figures that the current ones do. We're always going to have a thin squad because wank chops will only play a certain amount of players. That's why. So now what we've done, we've gone out, we're fucking through the Liverpool game, through that, blatantly through it. We've come out to this game, we've played our first team, and we should have had a 2-week or a 3-week break coming up, but we completely fucked it. Completely fucked it. We got played off the park. We'll go on to talk about the game in more detail in this show. But I'm telling you now, as for blaming the youth, blaming fucking individuals, you can't form an opinion of any offensive player in this system playing the way that we play. For that fucking bloke. You can't. Look, anyway, that's it. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because we've got the show that we're going to get on with. But I had to get this out there. It's fucking disgusting. It's fraudulent the way that we play football. We don't play football. We try to stop football being played. Who wants to be that team? Fuck off, Moyes. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, thoughts, Gary?
No. Look, you know, I'm with you on this completely.
Yeah.
And I totally, I just cannot wait for the bloke to fuck off.
No.
We're sitting sixth in the table. When you look back at those games we've had in the first half of the season, a lot of those fixtures have arrived at exactly the right time. You know, Brighton when they were playing crap, Spurs when they had a million injuries, Newcastle when they'd just beaten PSG the Wednesday before and were knackered. So many. We played Arsenal when they're on a downward curve. Everything kind of fell into place and we had no injuries, right?
Yeah.
Now, the new year started. Fucking hell, it looks like injury central all of a sudden. And I'm telling you what, the fixtures in this half are not as nice, not as pretty, and they're not going to be perfectly timed this time around. You know, maybe a couple at the end, but not in the immediate future. I'm telling you. You know, instead of playing Sheffield United at home and calmly rolling them over 2-0, just an example, like we did last time, we've now got to go with an injury depleted squad and try and beat them in a couple of weeks' time at their place. Yeah, that's the difference between the first half and the second half in a nutshell.
But do you know what? I said it before this game. This is one of the. Do you know what? It's one of the reasons why I didn't watch it initially because of what happened at Liverpool. I thought he proved what he really thinks of these competitions. He wants to get so far because he's all about his CV, as Ryan said when he went on American on us. He said it's all about his resume. Basically, he just wants to get so far. The minute we beat Bristol, the minute we face anyone half decent, he'll throw it anyway. Just fucking, that's your attitude. Put us out of our misery. Just roll over and give him that fucking game anyway. That's literally what I thought was going to happen today.
Yeah. I think that's what he did at the end. That's what the guy behind me said, actually. He said he's gone shit or bust here. He's thrown so many attacking players on, unlike him. He's put Cornet on at the end. He's got Mubama. He's got Bowen. He's got every attacking option on there. Got Ings as well. 4 of them basically playing around the front. He said what he's trying to do here is either win the game or lose the game. He doesn't want the replay.
If he ain't playing scaffolders from fucking Cyprus, he ain't interested.
No.
Honestly,
No.
he just wants to fucking take. Anyway, but Mickey, what were your thoughts, mate?
I thought the highlight of that was wank chops. I thought that was a brilliant phrase. But it's spot on, mate.
I think I might call a doctor after the way my fucking face turned purple in that round.
Fine. No, it just shows, isn't it, the passion in it. It's what I'm saying. People love and want to see that because a lot of people feel the same way. Just that this is a platform that can air that. And you're spot on with what you said. You made everyone mad. I think that if you weren't angry about that, like whole performance and the whole situation, it's something wrong with you.
It's just honestly, but what is really getting to me, is some people are so behind David Moyes that they literally find anything from a result like that. They'll go, oh, Mubama. See, the fans wanted Mubama. No. Mubama played today because we've got no Kudus, we've got no Antonio, and Danny Ings has played about 35 games and ain't scored. That's why. That's why Mubama played. He ain't played Mubama because he's listened to the fans. He ain't listened to the. He never listens to
he gives a flying fuck what the fans think. That's what I'm trying to say. He doesn't care. We haven't forced him to play Mubama. He's chosen to play Mubama because Kehrer got injured. And what did he do as soon as our number 10, who was actually playing as a number 10 today, Kehrer, he was playing central because he can play central in an FA Cup game against Bristol City, but he's not allowed to play central in the Premier League, even though all the goals he sets up are central, right? They come from central position. And what did he do 4 minutes in today? He set up a goal, right, from central, because that's what happens when you put him in there. And what did he do when Kehrer went off? He put fucking Soucek in the number 10 role. That's what he did.
I can't get beyond this is what I said it the other day because I had someone in saying in the comments, and they're right. They said, "Oh, why aren't you doing videos on the transfer window?" Being because I can't get enthusiastic about it anymore. I don't know why. Like I said, I should be. We signed Kudus, Alvarez, Mavropanos. We signed Paqueta in the window before. We've got money to spend. I should be getting excited, but I can't because it don't matter who we get in. It's going to be the same shit. I tell you what, I would swap every fucking signing. No signings now. No signings in the summer. Keep all the players we've got. If it meant that fucker went, I'd be happy. I'd be happy. I'd swap all of that.
I would as well.
You know when this thing about blaming Mubama and that, right?
Yeah.
Saying so. I've heard a lot saying about like he should have you all wanted him to play the youth, and that's what the youth looks like. No. So what's the excuse for all the rest of the players that was on the pitch today?
Listen,
right? Their season's pros, right?
Yeah, yes.
And don't get me wrong. Listen, I believe Mubama does need a loan move. I do but purely because he's not getting the game time needed. And when you're not getting the game time, it's like that with a lot of other players in the squad. If you're not getting that, you can't expect to bring a player on for like majority of the game and then be up to speed with like.
Exactly right. Because it's suddenly a makeshift team, right? He's bringing him in and he's put Soucek in the number 10. He didn't know what he was walking into there. And then Mubama, played his best stuff right at the end of the game when he's up front with players around him, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly, it's what we've been saying all along. But nobody expects Mubama to be thrown in and to be like an Antonio replacement or something like that. He is not at that level yet, right? He's a youth. He's fresh out the youth team.
But
he needs to be nurtured. He needs to be developed.
Yeah, but Gary, I don't want any player to be able to do the Antonio role because I want us to play different football.
Exactly.
Like I said, if you stick Mubama up front with Kudus one side of him, Bowen the other, Paqueta behind him, if you was to give him 20, 30 minutes at the end of games, 20, 30 minutes at the end of games, and then when you've got all those players on there, then you would see the best of him. But putting him there, when you're going to play that way, I mean, come on. That's fucking ridiculous.
Make this clear. You can't lie from it. Mubama wasn't good today.
He weren't good.
The touches that he had, and that he wasn't. Right, so that's fair enough. But it's because he's not getting the game time. You could well see it, even just his movement, his touches. he needs that game time for his confidence and just getting used to
exactly sharpness, match fitness, everything, right? And also don't underestimate something that John said earlier, which is really important. Playing as a striker is a confidence game. That's why Danny Ings is struggling to score. If Danny Ings was coming off the back of scoring a handful of goals in the last few weeks, he puts that goal away today and we go through that chance, right? Mubama, there was a cross from Bowen that came across. He was inches away from getting on the end of it. If he's confidence high, he gets on the end of it. Right, that is the difference with a striker between being successful and not successful. And so I think you're absolutely right, Mickey. He needs to go out, get his confidence back in a loan move, and then
Gary, this loan move talk is nonsense because he's out of contract at the end of the season, so you can't put him out on loan because that isn't an option. The reason we're playing him now is to convince him to stay, but you can't
he asked to go out on loan. No, but hang on. He asked Moyes to go out on loan earlier in the season. He did, right? And this is one reason why he's stalling on a new contract, because he asked to go out on loan. Moyes said, no, you're going to get game time with me. He then proceeded to get fuck all game time until it came to a head a few weeks ago and he suddenly started getting time on the pitch, right? But he was on the bench doing the Fornals 87th minute role for bloody ages, right? Or not coming on at all. He was doing that for ages. And I don't blame Mubama at all. Everyone has an off day. Today, he wasn't getting any service whatsoever. I don't know what Moyes expected him to do to lead the line against the season championship side.
But Gary, what I don't get, we get a load of fans that are smashing Mubama. Yeah. They would afford all the time in the world. No, what I mean is, but they would afford all the time in the world to a new 40-50 million pound player that might take 6 months to adapt, as Paqueta did. It took him 6 months to adapt. Why can't we afford the same to these players? Because it's like these people have never not just played football, but never played sport in their life.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, but just one thing. We in my team, the kids team that I manage, I remember I took on a player who was brilliant in a trial, fantastic, and then we brought him in, and he looked like a different player when he went on the pitch because he didn't know any of the players. He looked useless. It took him months to get to know everyone. They have to know how people are going to move the passes for him to win the confidence of the players around him. That's the other thing as well. You've got to learn players' runs, learn players' movement, learn what people are going to do. You can't just fucking throw people in and go, "That didn't work, he's shit. Go get him out."
Yeah, but that's the attitude of some fucking pig ignorant supporters, and that is why, honestly, I know you've been reading Twitter. I haven't even been reading it. I've logged out of it, and I'm not even.
But they're only saying it in defence of Moyes. They're using it.
Week, it's been fantastic.
They are smashing. They're smashing Mubama to defend Moyes.
Exactly that. Every excuse will come out. This is not a new thing, but this is just the next step. Another excuse that they're going to latch onto now for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
To say, he's wanting him to do this. He's wanting him to do that. Oh, mate, it does your head in. It really does your head in. It's stupidity.
Yeah, look, the people who do that on Twitter, I finally made a decision. Look, well done. Thanks, Mikey.
Pew, 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 pew,
Please, Mikey.
We run a YouTube channel when I took the decision upon myself to just fucking log out of X and just don't go. Every now and then I go and read my DMs and then I log out again, right? I don't read it. I don't go near it because my life is so much nicer without it. But, having a read, there are some great people on Twitter, but there are also a hell of a lot of assholes
who
not completely ruin your night. And you're giving them a direct line as someone who's on a YouTube channel. You're
putting yourself out there to be shot at.
To get abuse, right? Yeah. And I don't want to hear their fucking comments. I don't want to hear their comments. They're pig ignorant. They're thick, right? And what they're doing at the moment is it's just dividing the fan base deliberately. They don't believe half of what they fucking type, right? They don't. They don't believe that Moyes is something, the Moyes he does everything right. They don't believe that. They say it for effect. They say it to piss people off. And they do it. And they pissed me off in the past, right? They piss you off in the past. Mickey's not even on Twitter, thank God, right? But that is the whole reason they do it. They don't do it for any other reason, right? And if, like you said just now, if you're going to start taking liberties and calling out a 19-year-old kid who's been thrown up in a system against a season championship defence, a very good side as well, Bristol City, by the way, and expecting to lead the line and score goals with no service whatsoever, and then you're going to blame him for not being able to do it and say he's crap. He isn't crap, right? He needs to be nurtured like a young player should do. Now, you're either the same age as Mubama and fucking jealous of him, right, if you're writing that shit on Twitter, or you've never played a sport and you have no idea about the pressures of sport psychology, how strikers work, and all that sort of stuff, right? Confidence, self-belief, all that sort of stuff. You're just ignorant. You're fucking stupid.
Not every player, not every player that comes through a youth academy that goes on to be a fantastic player is like a generational talent that will come on the pitch and create fireworks the minute they walk on the pitch. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer for them to get up to speed and to adapt to it and to grow. That's what it takes. And some of those players can be can be the best players. You can't just. It's disgusting. Honestly, I
agree. But going back,
I won't even wind up until I read all that shit.
When I've seen a lot of the chat in here, there's a few people that saying about he's not championship material and all this stuff. Right, but let's be honest, but let's be honest. If he was in a squad that knows how to play a striker, then you'd see him. He's definitely championship material. He definitely is. But we don't play with a striker. It's been seen. In Nick's rant, he was talking about Scamacca, Halle. Name all the strikers that Moyes has had and tell me what one has been successful. And that don't include Antonio or other wingers that he's...
It's not just at West Ham. It's not just at West Ham.
No, it's not just at West Ham.
It's at Everton as well. He went through strikers like there's no tomorrow. None of them fucking worked. Because guess what? He don't use strikers properly.
No, that's right. And how can people have a go at a 19-year-old striker in the system that Moyes plays?
No, I know. But picture this, right? Picture this. Tony Cottee, 17 years old, made his debut against Spurs and scored in the same team as Alvin Martin, Trevor Brooking, and all those other people, all those other creative players, Alan Devonshire, people like that, creating chances for him, right? You know, would Tony Cottee have had the same impact in this team today? Answer me that.
No, not a chance. Because he's Danny Ings. He's Danny Ings. He's Danny Ings. He's the same type of player.
Not a chance.
He needed McAvenny to do all the fetching and carrying for him.
Yeah. So it's kind of, there you go. There's your proof, right? It's you know, I know it's two completely different ends of the spectrum, but you know, two totally different players and all that. But the same rules apply. The older players, the more mature players, need to work with and nurture those players, give them support on the pitch, give them service on the pitch, look after them, give a pat on the back. I didn't see anyone talking to him today. He was like a sole figure out there. No one was urging him. No one seemed to be geeing him up.
They were, but these same people, Gary. It's like Hammers Mikey said it on his comment, right? He said, he said Fornals was the best player today, which he was. He was the best player. Fans are still calling him out. He got subbed off. Right now, these same fans, they'll go, Mubama's shit. Cornet, you just got 15 minutes for the first time all season.
Ain't got a clue about football, Nick.
I tell you what the fuck did Soucek do to not get subbed off again? Tell me what he did again.
Well, I got a theory.
He was rubbish.
I got a theory.
And they won't say anything. They won't say anything about him.
Your message me said Soucek is undroppable or indestructible, something like that. Right. So I said my theory was straight away. Well, hold on. Maybe Moyes is seeing what we've seen with him, and we forget that Soucek is on the pitch. So he forgets that he's got a sub to make in Soucek because he does fuck all.
I know. He's an ever-present until he gets injured or gets banned or suspended or whatever else. Soucek starts every fucking game and plays 90 minutes, 95 minutes, whatever it is, never comes off, right? That is what it is. The funny thing is, he wanted fucking Scott McTominay to come in and replace Soucek, right? That is who Scott McTominay was coming in to replace.
And he wanted Maguire. He wanted Maguire as well. And that's the other one. This is the other one. For the Moyes apologists, they're blaming Tim's starting squad that he's built on this.
Oh, the three players that he's brought in who are ever present and fucking.
Tim starting at about 2 or 3 weeks at the end of the window after Moyes had finished fucking around and burning that entire window, blocking players, going after his targets with McTominay and all the others who never wanted to come. He had about 2 or 3 weeks to go out and get Alvarez, Kudus, Mavropanos, and he almost got a Brazilian striker in. But this shit that we're in now is regulars. So on the back of 2 or 3 weeks' work, which is all that Starting had to work with, this is now Starting squad. They're absolutely fucking divvy.
And I'll tell you what, without Kudus, without Alvarez, right, without Mavropanos, that 33 points we've got at the moment, that turns into 15 points. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know. Oh, well, without Alvarez, could you imagine?
Oh, well, you look at the amount of times fucking Kudus has bailed him out.
I know.
Right?
I know. Well,
Newcastle,
Burnley.
Yeah. All the other goals he scored. I mean, fucking hell, he's living off of Tim Steiten's work. That's what he's doing. He's a chancer. He's one fucking chancer. He really is.
I'll tell you what. How bad would it be? Let's just say, because everyone, I'm going to give you a bit of an update now. So, as we all know, Sean Whetstone came out after the Arsenal game, pissed on everyone's chips and said David Moyes is 100% getting a contract. He's 100% getting a contract. Yeah. That's what he said. And I have been checking with him ever since. And look, he's not lying. He doesn't lie. He gets this information from the club. I know a lot of people call him a liar, but he's not. Someone else who's giving him the information might be. In fact, I think that they probably are, because they're trying to control the narrative, because I think they're playing a game with David Moyes. He definitely wants his contract. He definitely does. And the fact of the matter is, Sullivan has obviously got to have sit-down talks with him before the end of the season. Do you know what? When you start peddling the story like that, they know how the fans are going to react. This is a perfect reaction for Sullivan to go to David Moyes and go, look, Dave, I'm not being funny, mate. You know, the fans are not really, but we do want to sit down. We do want to give you a contract, but you've got a little bit more work to do. He ain't going to get his contract now. He's not. I do think that there's a couple of games going on. So anyway, Sean Whetstone is still saying that David Moyes is going to get, it's 100%. He's going to get his contracts. That's what Sean Whetstone is saying. But I've checked as well with my source who told me the story before. Like I said, it's from the other side of the board, and he's holding firm. He's held firm. I've spoken to him 3 times since that Arsenal game, and he's because I've been getting nervous. And look, he could either be wrong or Sean could be getting misinformed and used as a puppet. One of the two. We don't know. But I'm still getting told that there is no way David Moyes is getting a contract.
Fucking hope not, right? Because I'll tell you what, if he was to get a 2.5-year contract, he's all we do is ramp this fucking up. We're sticking to our guns here. I'm going to make a program next week. I'm going to make a ramble next week. It ain't going to be a ramble about fucking transfer nonsense. It's going to be a ramble about David Moyes' history, right? It through the eyes of Everton supporters and Man United supporters. And I'll tell you what, right? Some of these things that I shared with Nick and Mickey and John today.
It's eerie. It's eerie.
I'll tell you what, if you read through this interview with Everton fans, it's like they're interviewing us 10 years ago. 10 years ago.
You had this same divide wherever David Moyes has gone.
One-trick pony.
You've had Moyes out, you've had Moyes in, and you've had the people in the middle. Wherever he's gone, this man divides for fun.
Yep, every Man United, Everton, and West Ham, and even Sociedad, I heard, right? Even Sociedad, you know, Sunderland hated him. That was universal.
Yeah, no, I can understand it though.
Yeah, sorry, Mickey, go on.
No, I was just agreeing with you. I was saying about it's like cut and paste. It's like his team. Yeah, it's like cut and paste with all these clubs that he's been at with the fan base. That's all I was just agreeing
it's like the Everton masterclass video that we've all seen. He could be talking about West Ham. It's the same fucking thing. He hasn't evolved. Football's changed. He was at Everton for 10 years. Football's changed so much. He's still doing the same fucking thing.
Oh, I know. It's disgraceful. He's a grifter. He's made his fucking career. He's made a fortune out of football, and the guy's just a grifter. He's got one way of doing stuff. That is the way he does it. People fit into a system. He doesn't care how much talent or skill they've got. No Kehrer on the left, right? He believes in a big bloke in the middle, Fellaini, Soucek, right? That is the way he does. They are his guiding principles, right? And don't play too many flair players. Just one striker up front. Pack the midfield. Defend like fuck, sit deep, worry about the opposition. In fact, only focus on the opposition. And going back to the game today, what did he tell them at half time? Because they came out looking afraid, right?
Yeah, I know.
Don't tell me they got bullied by Bristol City. I mean, it looked like they did, but it looked like we were trying to hold on for the 1-0, right? I don't get it.
The big difference was, Gal? You know what the big difference was? Bristol City played football. That's what they did.
They did. And by the way, big credit to Bristol City. They brought a lot of fans down. They made plenty of noise. They had a lovely day out. Right? They should have won the game. They should have won the game.
They bullied us, right? Now I think, as you said, like everyone's going, "Oh, Bristol City they were fouling us, so we're doing this and doing that."
What do you expect? What do you expect?
Cry me a river, right? They're a championship team. They play hard. What it looked to me like, particularly in that first half, was that he put his, especially particularly when that goal went in, was that we were going into challenges half-hearted. We weren't at the races. And do you know what? That is under instruction. And what happens when you go into a physical game half-hearted?
You can get hurt. You're
going to get injured. No surprise, we got fucking 3 injuries in that game.
And that could be, imagine Bowen getting injured. I mean, he didn't look good at the end, Bowen, right? That ankle looked he don't go down for no reason. So I'm worried about him.
I rolled on it, which ain't clever, but I don't think it was impact. I don't know. I didn't really see it that much.
Okay, I think it was a challenge, Mickey. I just
he was close to a challenge there. I know the player was around him. But I think that as he's turned, he's rolled his ankle. I could be so wrong with that. I don't know. But
I could as well. It's down the other end.
It weren't as obvious as something like Mavropanos, which was an impact.
Foul.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure. Has anyone heard anything about that yet, or not?
I haven't heard anything yet. I mean, we didn't hear about Antonio, to be honest, until what did he do? Slip over in training and put himself out for a month.
I still think he's not fit from his injury that he had the last time that they tried to palm off. That's what I think.
Yeah,
maybe he's still got that bug.
I just think he ain't recovered because they lied, didn't they, and said, "Oh, ain't that bad." It was.
We need players. We need players. Going back to the situation about we've got a great first 11 and no more. Whose fault is that, right? Who actually built this squad? The only good things that have been added to this squad have come from Tim Stein, right? This is David Moyes' squad. Other than that, it's his squad. He's flushed away all the good bits, the Skamakas, the Halers, the Felipe Anderson, who were somehow being linked with yesterday, who's tearing it up in fucking Serie A. Right.
Well, do you know why, Gary? Because they play him on the right hand side, which is where Lazio played him before when they had him.
Yeah.
He's a conventional winger.
He's a right winger.
We have to invert everyone.
Of course we do, because those are the rules. Because Moyes has got one style and one style only. Yeah. And if you're right footed, you play on the left. If you're left footed, you play on the right. Those are the rules, right? That is the way it works.
Fucking so wound
I'm sick of it, but I'm just to say one more thing on Moyes, because I'm sick of even saying his name, right? But if he somehow got a new contract out of this, you can rely on us, this channel. We're fucking doubling down, right? Until he goes. I don't care how long it takes, right?
We're not,
because one thing's for sure.
I'm never going to accept. I've never accepted him. I'm never going to accept him.
This lucky streak, and that's all it is. The first half of the season, that's a lucky streak. That is going to run out, just like it ran out last season. This geezer is not a good manager. He's not a good manager. He's going to get found out. He's about to start unraveling, right? He's got a few injuries. The season's about to start unraveling. You watch.
But he's got us their first trophy in 43 years.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Fucking hell. I can't deal with it.
I don't know how Luke can disagree with anything I said. What did he say there? Can't agree on the wingers positions. What's that? Left and right, inverted, whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, if you look, whether you want inverted wingers or not, if you have a player of Felipe Anderson's quality, which he has got, then maybe try playing him to his strengths and changing your system to try and get the best out of the team that you've got at any one time. Haller, when do you know what? When Moyes first came in, we played 2 up front with Antonio and Haller up front against Bowen.
We did, and they were brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah.
Never to be seen again.
Well, you know why? It's like what happened, that mistake that happened at Brighton, where he accidentally let James Ward-Prowse off the leash, and Antonio and Bowen were playing out of their skin, right? Because it was still the transfer window, wasn't it? Right? That was an accident, accidental, because he soon fucking locked James Ward-Prowse down after that, didn't he?
He did. Always me over.
They did deserve the win, John. I'm just looking at that.
Yeah, they absolutely did.
You did look at the old picture. Maybe you need to go back and watch it. Honestly, it was long ball.
John, they murdered us in the second half, John. They murdered us in the second half. They really did. And we ain't winning down there.
No, we probably will. But like I said, what's the point, though? He's going to throw the game at some point anyway. The minute we come up against anyone after, he's going to throw it anyway. He's already shown that. He's shown his colours against Liverpool.
And that'd be the game. That'd be the game that mysterious bug comes back. That's what it'd be.
Yeah, no, I know. Right. Anyway, it was Fabianski today, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Well, that is everyone, I think. Okay. Let's whiz through these because I want to get onto the phone calls.
Bloody Luke. Bye, Luke.
Yeah, right. Luke.
Gary, Fabianski.
I didn't take it personally. Fabianski. Well, people are saying he should have done better for the goal. It was down the other end. It looked like it was a good finish to me.
It was a good finish. They're just blaming him because they have to blame someone. So an individual has to be blamed.
I think he done one thing wrong, and that was in the first half, he delayed a kick to the point where the guy was nearly on top of him, and he actually clipped the player as he was clearing it. So he did nothing wrong. I'll give him a 6.
6. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think he was bad at all. I think he made a couple of good saves.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. There was one that was lucky; it was right down his throat. You know, similar to the Brighton Areola situation. The guy cut inside and shot straight down his throat. Either side of him, goal.
This ain't right. I haven't got Soufal on there. Right, 1 minute. Mickey, talk to me about Emerson.
Yeah, he won. He looked a little bit off it. To be fair, like for what you expect of Emerson, or like what you expect of Emerson, and what we've become used to from him.
Yeah.
I think he's he was a little bit off it. I'll probably give him I'll probably give him a 6. To be fair, I think he was average today. Nothing wrong, but he weren't superb either. A lot of people saying 5s and that, but I
was expecting more from Emerson.
I thought he was a bit. I thought he was a bit complacent. I thought he was a bit complacent, Emerson, especially early on. He got caught out, right? The guy went round him like he wasn't there. It's like he wasn't taking him seriously.
All right, then I'll get swayed 5.
Yeah, it was. Listen, what you got to think is, was that a below par performance for Emerson?
Yeah.
Well, for Emerson, it was, but he was still.
There you go.
There was a lot of worse players out there than him.
There was, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt.
Right, Gary, I'm gonna lean on you a lot more because I'm not going to pretend that I watched the entire game. There was probably about 20 minutes of it I didn't watch. So, Soufal, go on.
Well, Soufal, he was trying to give as good as he got. They did targeted him in the first half and kicked him quite a lot. He was down more than he was up in the first half, to be honest. I thought he worked hard. He got down the wing a fair bit. I don't know whether. I think he was one of the players who stood up to them, to be honest.
I saw a couple of good challenges.
Alvarez.
There was a couple of decent snapping challenges there from him.
I agree with what Gio said earlier, because that's what I took away from it as well. I think Vlad and Alvarez were the two in the second half, especially, who stood up to him, right? And really put the work in. So I'm going to give him a 6.
Yeah, I do think Alvarez could have walked though today.
He could have walked. Did he actually tread on that guy's face? Because it looked like he did.
I saw a couple of tasty challenges there.
Yeah.
It looked like he was better than Emerson. He was better than Emerson.
Yeah, it reminded me of Julian Dix on John Spencer back in the day at Upton Park. You know, when he trod on his face as he went over him. You know, I thought that's what he'd done. I thought he was going to walk.
Okay, Mickey.
Yep.
Zuma.
Well, that's Mavropanos.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. Oh, Zuma. Oh, so you done Mavropanos already? Oh, no. Zuma.
No. Mickey, Zuma.
Oh, I thought he was bad today. I did think he was bad. I thought he showed how slow he was. There was a couple of moments that he ran up the pitch and that. No, actually, that was Mavropanos. Sorry.
He hobbled up the pitch. Up the pitch.
Zuma don't run up the pitch.
I thought he.
You know what? I'm trying to sort of put a positive spin on it, but I don't think there was one for Zuma today.
He looked shit. I'll be honest with you. I think you know, Soufal and Emerson were all right, but they were better than the two centre backs. I don't think Mavropanos had a particularly great game either.
No, they didn't. Like, to be fair to you, their attacking force really outshone our defence.
Yeah, their striker put himself
They were turning him inside out, especially that right winger, that young lad who I think Bell, wasn't it? Bell?
Yeah.
They play football. They play football.
They play football, and that's what it was. So I've got to give him a definite below average, possibly a donkey.
I think he could have a donkey. He could have a donkey. I think he was that bad at times. He made one challenge at the end, but I think he was that bad at times.
Make a decision, Mickey.
Slaughtered in the chat tonight because I'm flip-flopping like crazy. But give him a donkey. Let's talk. I love a donkey. Go on, give him one.
First one. Okay, Gary Mavropanos.
Well, he was targeted as well. Same as Soufal. He's a big lump, but they were being quite bad on him, and the Harry Kane type challenge when that big
Yeah, that was
lump
bad.
was right up in the air and he come crashing down on his big frame, you just thought, fucking hell, that's gonna hurt, right? That is so dangerous. That kind of tackle is outlawed in rugby, for instance, right? That
Yeah,
kind
but
of
it's commonplace. In
I know it's commonplace, Nick, but someone can land on their neck. That should be a red card, in my opinion. That is one of the most dangerous challenges that Harry Kane actually got away with for seasons and seasons. And actually, the referees were looking after Kane so much, they were giving free kicks the other way for Kane, right?
No.
But that was disgusting. And so, look, I'm not going to donk him up because I don't think it was as bad.
See that from Jonathan Boyce. The funny thing is that their manager is our ex-youth. Their manager is our ex-youth academy manager.
Oh, really? Oh, well, there you go. He knows. He probably knew how to. What did he manage Mubama then?
He worked under Moyes. It was his first stint at West Ham. He worked.
Okay.
When he was there the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, Gary, what was your score from Mavropanos anyway? Let's get through this.
I'll give him a 5.
5. Okay.
I felt a bit sick when he went down. To be honest, it looked awful.
I'll do Alvarez because he's one that I can remember stuff that he done. I think you're right. I think you're right what you said about him. He did care. He was putting his foot in. He was getting very frustrated. I didn't think his passing was particularly bad. I've got to be honest. I think he was okay, but I'm going to give him a 6 because I don't think it's worth any more than that. And he could quite easily have walked today. There was some sloppy challenges.
I do like it though. I like it when he's the kind of protector. He was going around dishing out equalizers, right? He was, especially after Soufal was kicked a few times. He was the one that was. I think we went over Soufal. So who did that? And
moving on from this is a long-standing issue with Ward-Prowse and Soucek in the middle, where we just get bypassed through central midfield, and the same thing happened again. That was all I was seeing. We was making it they was so easy for them to play through us. Ward-Prowse and Soucek, they are the worst fucking central midfield combo outside of a corner kick that you could wish for. But anyway, Mickey, Ward-Prowse.
Cheers, Gary. Pew, pew.
Cheers, Gary. Part of the Gary community.
Pew, pew, pew.
Always good to see.
Ward-Prowse, he just ran around. He didn't look on it either. It's such an hard game, really. Now I'm thinking about it, everyone was just poor.
Well, what should have happened, Mickey, really, when Paqueta went off? Ward-Prowse should have been the most advanced midfielder.
100%.
Fornals should have been the most advanced midfielder. Instead, what he did was he reverted to the plan that wasn't working several games ago and put fucking Soucek and Ward-Prowse in there together.
Well, that's the one thing that he shouldn't have done was put Soucek as that number 10. So that's for. Of
course, he shouldn't.
But to be fair to you, Ward-Prowse, he just done a lot of running around. He did run with doing nothing.
The ghost.
You know what? I've got to give him a donkey. Even his corners and that weren't on it either.
It took him about 3 corners to get one somewhere near what he was aiming at. They were poor today. I agree with you.
So you reckon a 4 for Prowse, yeah?
Definitely.
Yeah, donkey.
Gary, I don't want to talk about Soucek. He's fucking useless.
I'll tell you what, Soucek had one of his worst games ever because he can't play in that position. What it's telling you, when he moves into a number 10 role, Soucek, what that's saying to you is the striker is only there to get knockdowns so that Soucek can get the second ball. And Soucek is therefore a target man. That is what he is when he plays that role. He ain't a creative player. He's just a fucking lump. So he did what a lump does. Nothing. 2.
Just a pointless player. I'm sorry.
I've been saying it for ages, even when he was scoring goals.
Gary will confirm it on our Facebook group. I've got loads of shit for being anti-Soucek when he was actually good because
you got chucked out of a Facebook group because that.
But he was never good though, was he? He was just scoring goals. He scored important goals, but his all-round play is shocking.
The thing is, people feel soft towards Soucek because he's a lovely man and everything, potato salad and all that, and everyone loves that side of him. No, it's nothing against him personally, but he's a terrible player.
I like him as a person. I like him. But he's just as a player, he's more of an hindrance, I think, because we're carrying him. He's just on the pitch.
Right. Paqueta, I'm going to give him a 6 for the assist. Obviously, couldn't mark him up too much more than that because he went off very, very quickly.
The one thing he did for 8 minutes,
it was a wonderful assist.
Can I just say, for 8 minutes while he was on the pitch, you remember that Luton game that you went to, where Paqueta and Alvarez were loving the battle because it's
no, yeah, he was.
He was loving it. He had a big smile on his face, right?
He loves all that. But you can't. He only played 8 minutes, so So he was still probably our best player in that 6 minutes, if we're being honest. But right, Gary Bowen.
It was great, Bowen.
No, hang on 1 minute, Mickey, because you done Soucek. Mickey Bowen.
Bowen tried. I think he was for me, he was our better player. He was man of the match for me personally, because he did try. He ran. He was trying to take. He was going around a long way to take players on because he didn't. The other lot was off it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He really did try. I've got to give him that. He scored the goal. I think that he took. It was a great pass by Paqueta. There's no denying that. He was well class, but his control and his finish.
It's so clinical now. So clinical.
Yeah, it was unreal. It really was. Yeah. And I would have given him a 7, but because he scored the goal and he did, I've got to give him an 8. I'm sorry, but I've got
the first touch. The first touch, Mickey, for that goal was fucking wonderful.
Unreal. And Harry just took it away from the.
Yeah,
he put it between the keeper and the defender. That was
he was on top of him, wasn't he? He was on top of him, the keeper.
Yeah, he was on it.
Yeah,
but it was so good, and I just watched that goal again, and he's just the path,
the
movement. You just see Bowen take that diagonal run. Oh, it's beautiful as it goes.
Yeah,
really
Pablo Fornals. I think I'll go to Gary with that one. But for me, like I said to you, from what I saw, Pablo Fornals, that was one of his best performances. He was good today. Really good.
It was better, but he didn't
deserve to go off.
He didn't deserve to go off. I mean, Soucek deserves to go off, and from early on, when Paqueta goes off, Fornals should be slipping into that position, right? If you're going to play with a number 10, then that should be Fornals. That is his game. That is what he does. But unfortunately, he's strangled out there on the left, and that's, so I will give him a 7 because I thought he had a good game, industrious game. But he's always going to be the full guy. Even when he plays all right, he's always going to be the full guy for Moyes. He's always going to get pulled off. The same as Alvarez went off today. He's always going to be the one who goes off before Soucek every time.
Yeah. I agree. Right, let's start at the bottom. Mickey, Ogbonna.
Well, we got. I think he looked a bit shaky today as well. Not like that we've seen in the last 2 games.
No,
he did look a bit. There was
we were exposed today, and this is where I'll go easy on Mavropanos, Zuma, and Ogbonna, because that midfield was Alvarez aside. The midfield was shit. It was non-existent.
He had the ball. He turned around and he looked a bit worried. I thought there was going to be a mistake in him. To be fair to you, he just wasn't the player that we saw him 2 games ago. But
no, you've got to have, if you're playing Zuma or Ogbonna, you've got to have Agued or Mavropanos with them, because for the pace, right? You can't have those 2 together because they're both so slow now.
Yeah, no, we saw that for their goal. Like they opened it up and he had a free run. Bosh, he was away. But no, Oggy, I'll give him a 5. I think if he was started to play like that, I think he would have been donkey. But no, I'll give him a 5.
He didn't do anything massively wrong. He done all he was capable of doing, to be honest. He's an aging player, and the talk this week about giving him another 1-year deal. I mean, come on, he's finished. Go and sign someone else.
Did you say a 5, Mickey? Did you say a 5, Mickey, for Oggy? Yeah.
Yes, mate.
Right, Gary, Ben Johnson.
There was once where him and Mubama made a real fuck up and let him in towards the end. He weren't on for very long. By the way, today the substitutes, freezing cold day over there. I mean, bitter, biting wind. Right? I know. Three of those substitutes, dressed in shorts, just warmed up, stood there for 7 minutes waiting to come on. Johnson, Cornet, and Ings. Right, they must have been frozen by the time they came on the pitch. Right,
yeah.
It makes. Why does he do that? Right. Anyway, back to Johnson. I thought he was poor. Donkey 4.
Yeah, he was. He weren't good today. I didn't think. I saw a couple of mistakes that he made.
Yeah.
Right. Let's stick his donkey there. Right. Maxwell Cornet. I'm not going to go in too hard on him. I think he was on for 15 minutes. He wasn't great when he came on, but then again, you know, they were in the ascendancy. They were running the game. They were the ones that were looking like they were going to be winning it. I didn't think he was fucking terrible. I'm certainly not going to dog him up for 15 minutes. A player like Cornet, who hasn't played all season, needs to start from the fucking beginning against Bristol. You know, that was a perfect time to do it.
He got involved.
I'm not going to judge him off the back of it. I'm going to give him a 5. He weren't great. He weren't shit.
He got involved, and once when he peeled off the defender, Ings could have played him through, so he could have got a lovely cross in. He went the right way, so yeah, he weren't bad. He was all right.
Any dings? Gary. Oh, go on, Mickey.
He missed the sitter.
Missed the sitter.
He missed the sitter. He did. I don't know if it's like frustration or now feel sorry for the geezer now. I don't know.
He's got no confidence left.
He's got nothing. And this is a player who scored goals at every single club he's been at, and
he'll score again. He'll go somewhere else in the Premier League. He's going to score again.
If he does go to like somewhere like Wolves and that, he'll score. He will score a goal because they play with a striker. They know. I don't know if we're one of the only teams that don't know how to play with a striker.
Some of his play was all right, you know, Ings, when he came on, quite neat.
When he was on that left hand side and that, he got his head down and he ran at players and that. Yeah, he was there. But
don't you think Mubama looked sharper when Ings came on? They both looked better.
Absolutely,
together. They both looked better together when they was
on. Nearly nicked the game, right? Nearly nicked it.
Yeah, because there was that interaction with them. Like you're not asking a striker to play a lone role, which that's not their game.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? So they play together. They're going to look better. Just unfortunately, it was too late. It was far too late for them to make any kind of like impact on that. However, saying that, he did look all right, but I've got to give him a 4 just for like that miss. I'm sorry, I didn't.
He's got to score it.
Yeah. When you're on 120 grand a week, I mean, even if you are running on, that's one thing that's what we bought him for. Is to be that poacher. Right, Mubama. He ain't getting a fucking donkey. I'll give him a 5. It was subpar. It weren't good. He weren't good. But that system didn't lend itself to anyone fucking excelling. Like I say, he looked better once things came on and he had someone up and around him that he could work with.
Yeah.
And he looked like he benefited from having Ings there as well. So no, it weren't. He weren't going to shine. He didn't shine. There was a couple. You remember? People are saying 4. There's no way. I'm not donkeying up.
No. We don't donkey kids up. No way. It was. Do you remember pre-season when we played Spurs and we beat him in Australia? Yeah. Mubama and Ings played up front together, and they looked really good. Right?
Yes. Yeah. I know.
Because they're both used to playing in the 2, both of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and do you remember that? And then when they asked him, when they said to him, David Moyes, they said, "You've been playing with a 2 up top. Is that something you're going to be doing?" Because we was winning games then. And he went,
"We were."
Nah, I can't see that happening. And he said, "It's just because it's pre-season." What the fuck is the point?
No. Right.
Yeah.
Gary, do you want to move on to Sullivan?
Well, look, Sullivan, with all the nonsense that's come out this week and all the excitement in the press about how he's going to get a new contract, I'll tell you what, Sullivan, why don't you just shut up? Don't say he's getting a new contract. Don't say he ain't getting a new contract. Just shut up. Keep your mouth shut. Stop telling Sean and your fucking other mouthpieces the narrative that you want to get out there. Because we all know if Moyes loses another couple of games, you're going to be telling your mate on TalkSport that you're going to fire him, right? And if he wins a couple of games, you're going to be telling him how close he is to a new contract. What are you, an idiot? I mean, fucking hell. What is it? Does he genuinely own a football club, this bloke?
I don't. He's
Zero.
He's the thickest fucking billionaire.
Zero.
I know that much. Right. 0. Right, Mickey, go on. You can have a go on Moyes. Have a get your gums around Moyes. Go on.
He's a donkey dick, isn't he? I can't. Fucking hell, right. There's just nothing. Listen, without Paqueta, Kudus, and Bowen, who they bail him out because they just do basically what they fucking want, really.
Exactly.
And he relies on that now because you've seen without that, we've got no creative play at all.
Yeah.
It's shocking how much we rely on him. Especially Paqueta, I think when he goes, because he will go, I think when he goes, we're going to struggle bad. Yeah. That's if Moyes stays. Hopefully, he won't be here to see that.
Oh, I can't think of him being given
No.
a contract.
I know, but
I'll be honest with you. I would be personally devastated.
No,
I
I
thought
would as well. I would as well.
Yes,
but
so would I. I think
but
everyone
I'd be fucking devastated if he got a contract.
but
he'll be devastated.
I'll tell you what, right? This Moyes out movement.
Hashtag
It
Moyes
carries
out.
on. Hashtag
Yes.
Moyes out. Even though I don't use
Hashtag
Twitter,
Moyes out.
right? That's
Yeah.
going to carry on. And I'll tell you what, we're not the first hashtag Moyes out.
All this
movement.
fucking
We're
tech
about the
Gary, and
fourth,
you've written hashtag Moyes out on cardboard.
because I didn't have time to print it. I was going to make something nice.
Oh,
I'll have it next time.
He's got a fucking 10 grand printer in his office, and he's just
Not
printed
quite.
out on cardboard.
Not quite 9.
Pew, 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 John. Pew.
Yeah. But yeah, he's got to fucking go. And whether he stays or goes, and I'm pretty convinced he's going. If he stays, as disappointing as that will be, we're just going to carry on. In fact, we ain't only going to carry on. We're going to up the ante.
Yeah.
Gary, let me land, Gal. Gal, let me land.
Go on, land.
Oh, Mickey, sorry.
No, what I'm saying is though, yeah, like Moyes, to be fair, he put a strong team out, and that's how it goes. I don't want to take anything away from Bristol City because they played football.
No, they were unlucky. They deserved to win.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying here. So for me, but for him to put a strong team out and play like that against Championship team, I can't have it. No score for me on Moyes. No score.
No, I'm not.
Apparently, by the way, Paqueta and Bowen both face scans.
Oh, fuck's sake. Gary, we don't need to go. We think Moyes is shit, don't we? Let's not bother talking about him anymore. He's shit. Do you want to talk about him?
Also, Moyes, listen, I don't think there's much I can say to add to what Mickey said, other than, look, I cannot wait until this fucking idiot gets out of our club, because that's what he is. He's useless. Get him out.
I suppose there has to be a man of the match is Bowen, isn't it?
Yeah, and Peter Wanks, you
Bowen.
need to put Peter Wanks on there, because today that referee was diabolical. He let them get away with manhandling our players and fouling our players, right?
I'm not blaming the ref for today, though.
No, of course it's not the referee's fault, because we probably would have got bullied out of it anyway. But having said that, he should have clamped down on them, and so I'd give him a
maybe we should do what Arsenal have done and write to the PGMOL and say that nobody's allowed to tackle Saka anymore.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Well, even though he dives for every penalty.
Apparently, he's the most fouled player, and the referees, they let so many go before they give anyone a booking. They want a straight yellow card for anyone that so much as looks at Saka.
Does anyone think Saka's any good? I don't.
Oh, he's a good player. He's a good player.
But is he like?
Player.
Should he be starting on the right or Bowen for England?
No, should Bowen all day.
Bowen all day long.
Yeah, they're both good players. Whatever. I don't. Fuck them. Right, that's that. Right, that is that. Okay, I'm going to leave you to talk and go through the chat quickly before I open the phones up, because I've got to go and sort something out downstairs.
All right, go on then, Mickey.
Oh mate, I've been doing the chat, and I've just, I've been going
throw some questions in, people.
Yeah.
Throw some questions in.
And sorry if I was nasty about Saka. I just don't rate him as much as I rate Bowen. I think Bowen's a superior player. That's what I'm saying.
Especially this season, I don't see how Saka gets in front of Bowen in an England team this season on this season's thing.
Yeah. Sometimes I say things that are a bit rash. You might have noticed, right? But I am a bit. My emotions are all over the place today, Mickey. They really are.
I think everyone is. I think everyone had enough of that game. People thought that. What are expecting, and so you should do, beating a championship team, especially with the team that he put out. But
I know, and it was freezing over there today. And someone said as well, "Oh, the fans were quiet." It's like, what do you expect? There's nothing to get excited about, honestly. Really, you're watching your team, not sitting, standing, watching your team get humiliated by a very, very good championship side, but we are supposed to be 6th place in the Premier League, right? As well as, I know we've got some players missing, but surely we can afford to have 1 or 2 players missing, can't we? And I know they're good players as well. They're the best players.
Obviously not. Obviously, we can't do that. But we have got a question here from a John Osborne, a.k.a. Virgil. Where did we get his at? Northfield Market. I think this is the next ad, I think. I would get you one, but they don't do them in your size, unfortunately, John.
Massive size.
Massive size.
Enormous.
Any other questions on here?
Moisey in, Moisey out. No, out. Just Moisey out.
All about.
And he ain't Moisey, he's Moyes. Moyes out.
Oh, you
Moisey
can't call him
affectionate.
Moisey.
Sounds
He don't like
affectionate.
that.
I have no affection for the bloke whatsoever. Out, Moyes. Out you go.
There was a new member on the thing.
Oh, welcome in. Welcome.
Pew, pew,
Mr.
pew.
Leg. Is it Ian? Any relation to Dr. Leg off of EastEnders?
Yes, it's his son.
Can I have a self-indulgent minute just to talk about my wonderful boys, because I do watch this, believe it or not, which ain't really a good thing when you consider how much I swear. But I'm managing under 15s, as you know. And today we had a top of the table clash against a team that they're the only team that's beat us earlier on in the season. We wasn't down to 10 men though, and we had to win to go level on points, but we've got a far superior goal difference because there's no low block at Cuffley. So we've played 12 games, we've scored 60 goals and conceded 29. That's how we do it. Yeah. But we are joint on we're joint top, but far superior goal difference. 6 games left. It's in our hands. We can go and win the league. Top division, first time up there. There you go, see?
Well done. Great result.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
Here's a question. Would you take Stephen Burger Wine? I can't say his name.
Burger and Wine.
Yeah, would you take him? I would.
Well, I think we need numbers at the moment. We need bodies, and he's playing well for. I think he's their captain, Ajax, right? So he's doing all right for them. Just because he failed at Spurs doesn't mean it's like Spurs have taken Timo Werner. He might be a success, right? Who knows? Different surroundings. The only doubt in my mind is
he's got a bad attitude, Gary. He's got a bit of he can kick off with managers and stuff. So I'll be interested to see how he gets on.
Well, the thing is, right. If he comes in, here's a question for you two. Right?
Yeah.
Say we've got a full team of Paqueta, of Bowen, of Kudus, right? And this guy comes in, Bergwijn, right? Who's Moyes going to drop for another attacking player?
Well, no, it won't be Soucek or Prowse, but it would
have
to be.
So he's on the bench, right?
Yeah. So you would have to put it. For me at the moment. I mean, if we do go and get Fofana, which is still rumoured, by the way, Tim wants that deal done.
Yeah.
So you could in Betbay, you could imagine we could have, if Tim had his way, we could have Alvarez at the base, we could have Fofana and Paqueta in the middle as 8s.
Yeah.
We could have Bergwijn wide left, we could have Kudus right, and you could have Bowen down the middle.
Well, it's never going to happen under Moyes, is it?
No.
But
that's what you could do.
It's a good dream to have, and I love that dream.
Yeah. But right, anyway. So
where was Benny today?
I don't know. Why the dog's barking?
But yeah, look, we need bodies purely now because of the injuries. I mean, if he has got a little, if he's done a ligament or a tendon, he could be out for months, right? And the same with Paqueta, he could be out for months as well. In which case, with those two missing, and Kudus coming back knackered from the African nations, you might as well write this season off unless Tim can. I've
got faith in Bowen because he never gets badly injured. He's I reckon he'll be all right.
Well, yeah, but you turn your ankle. That's at least 3 or 4 weeks. Your ankle, it can be, right? Because they swell up like a bastard, even if you ain't pulled anything, right?
Yeah, this is true. What, Gary? I'm just going to 1 minute. Call you.
So I heard someone say earlier on before the game, someone saying about Mavropanos. He's always fit and never gets injured. Then look at him.
Oh, fuck yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm saying. So don't say that about Bowen.
You sound I'm tempting fate.
I must admit, I do enjoy going to football, and even though the football on the pitch is crap, it's a good laugh over there, right? It's a good laugh over at West Ham.
What's it? Oh yeah.
I like the people around me.
Right. Okay. So, what I think I'm going to give John a call quickly because I think John just wants to have a quick chat before we open the phone lines up.
Yeah.
So let's give him a call, see if he's ready for a quick chat. Do his best. He'll do his best sick voice.
Get him to sit up. Prop him up with a pillar.
Hello.
Is that John?
Hello, John.
Yes. Yeah. This ain't a sexy phone call. Don't worry about that.
What are you wearing, John?
How you all doing? You all right?
What you got in niggas? Yeah. Not bad. What were your thoughts on that magnificent game today, John?
Well, I gave the ticket away, obviously, because I'm not well. So I watched it on a stream. But it was... I mean, look, people are going to say we had 17 shots and all that. But we're a Premier League team, right, who had the opportunity to put this game to bed and have a nice little winter break, which we deserve, and get some players back. Moyes does not know how to take the opportunities. He did the same against Liverpool. Win that game, you're in the semi-final. Win today's game, you've got a nice break, welcome people back, get people up to speed, get fitness back in the camp, get some players back, get some bodies back. When is he going to show willing and go for it? You can blame the players until the cows come home, right? And you have to blame the players. And you three have marked them accordingly, and I agree with most of what you said. But at the end of the day, these players are devoid of confidence. We've said it time and time again.
100%.
The players being asked to come in have no faith, no confidence in themselves. They're shot to pieces. I've been defending Ings since we've had him because he ain't a shit striker overnight. He ain't come to us and suddenly been shit. He's been shit because it don't suit his style, No. And you've got him who's towards the end of his career, and you've got Mubama who's at the start of his career, and we ain't going to get a tune out of either of them. They're both at different ends of their career, and they're both going to go down the same road of looking absolutely shit, right? Yeah. Now, I'm not saying Mubama's the answer. I'm not saying he's going to go and get us 20 goals a season. A little bit of what Mickey says in terms of sending them out on loan might be, might be a good thing. But like you say, his contract's up. But that's neither here nor there, right? But what people fail to forget with Mubama is that he's played in the youth setup, in the youth system at West Ham, who play a totally different style to the first team that he's now been thrown into at the deep end and being fed scraps. Yeah. So if you've got a player who doesn't play that system, i.e. buying Ings, who don't fit the system, you bought him, you paid a fortune for him and paying him a fortune in wages, and then you bring supposedly your next best striker in the club into the setup, into a system that they can't or haven't played before either, then what chance have you got? What chance have you actually got?
You haven't.
And this is why I've defended Antonio for years, right? It won't be until he's gone and retired, and he's pretty much gone now, right?
Yeah.
But you are starting to see what Antonio did for us. He carried us. He carried that front line for a long time, right? Being asked to do things that most strikers can't do, right? We listen. I've been guilty of it in the past. I gave Haller a bit of stick because often I felt he looked disinterested, right? And I'm guilty of blaming him. But now I'm starting to see that the overseas strikers are probably more emotional, and they show their emotions more. They show their disappointment more. Scamacca and Haller, they show when they're unhappy, right? The British-based players, they might just roll their sleeves up and try and get on with it. But at the end of the day, our system works for no quality striker because the system is 15 to 20 years old. Feed on scraps, run down channels, run down dead ball situations, not as a unit, but generally on your own. A one-man press, fuck up your hamstrings, fuck up your fitness, and just, your confidence will be shot. And we're seeing it with Danny Ings and Mubama. They're either ends of their career. So at what point do we go?
It's systemic. It's systemic, John. We know it is.
Yeah. But the point is, at what point do people want to keep using what they're seeing now as as excusing Moyes for what he's done in terms of this is why he don't play the youth, because look at Mubama, he's been shit.
Oh no, it's just ignorant, John. That's just being a tit.
What are you giving him? What are you giving him to feed off? What are you giving him to feed off? Danny Ings scored goals everywhere he's been. His legs are gone. He's shit. No, he's not. They're not shit players. I'm telling you that now. They're just absolutely.
John,
they've had enough.
I'll tell you what, right? I was looking through earlier. I've been, for this ramble I'm going to do in the week, been looking at his history with strikers. At Everton, he burnt through expensive strikers like they were going out of fashion. None of them fucking worked. Yeah. Here, he's burnt through strikers like they're going out of fashion. None of them worked. Literally, and he had Van Persie and Rooney, who didn't do well for him at Man U as well, right? And ones at Soucek that did well for him, and Sunderland. Antonio is literally the only striker who has ever played well in the Moyes system.
No,
that's why he gets flogged into the ground.
Yeah.
Can I just say,
and that's why we should always respect him, what he's done.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Can I just call out Natalie here? Sorry, I know you're on comments, Mickey, but I'm a City fan. We had a poor first half. West Ham quality. Bones. Yeah, I agree with all that. Second half, well done, West Ham. Loved your stadium. That's unusual for an away fan, but yeah, thank you. And the staff were amazing to disabled people. It's good to hear. Good to hear, Natalie. And I think you lot deserve to win. You definitely deserve to take us back to your place anyway.
You play some really good football. Yeah. Honestly, they were. You completely and utterly. Did you know that, John? Yeah. Apparently, the manager of Bristol City used to be in the
under-18 coach.
Under-18 coach, yeah, in the academy. I didn't know that. Didn't know that at all.
No, I heard it. I heard it on Talksport. I think he left in 2018. But
yeah,
it's just, listen. People can say what they want. People can come out and say, "Oh, Claret and Booze are loving the fact that we didn't win and all this bullshit," right? No. How can you think? How can you think we don't want our team to win? Right? It's absolute bullshit, right? And at the end of the day, I'm not massively Moyes out in so much as hasn't been for a long, long time, like you three probably, right? But at what point do you say enough is enough? He's taken us as far as he can take us. And if you really think that he deserves a contract at the end of this season, right, no matter what he achieves, in my opinion, you ain't going to see any better quality football. And I don't care about expected goals and all these stats that fucking cloud my judgment, right? Because at the end of the day, the only analysis you've got is what you watch as a fan, and if it's not entertaining, then sorry, it means nothing.
Well, you're not hearing but you're not hearing anything about the stats at the moment, John, because even the stats are saying they're basically saying that we're being lucky as fuck at the moment. All of the data that's out there at the moment is, like I said, expected points, which is it's actually an accumulation of everything else. It has us down in 13th place after 20 games. So we're outperforming our expected goals and everything else because we're and the thing is, we're seeing that. We're shit housing wins.
So he was a guy who coached
I mean, look, I don't call it shit housing. I call it the fact that we've got three fantastic forward players, i.e. Bowen.
Yeah. Well, I think there are examples like Burnley. But I think Burnley was a shit house. Burnley was a shit house win.
Yeah, it was. And Forest.
But what I mean is, look, at the end of the day, it's like fucking Groundhog Day. We've been doing this channel for what now? 2.5 years, right?
Yeah.
And it is, mate, for the last 18 months, it's just the only player who refuses to sub. The only player who refuses to sub is Soucek, right? And he's not the problem for today. Of course he ain't. But Moyes' stubbornness is slowly killing him. And that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And it always does. And it always does, John. Every club, it always does.
Mark Alexander said, have the youth been playing a different system this year only? That I don't know. But what we do know is that there's been an overarching change in and as look, John's boy plays for Leyton Orient, and he says the same thing. The way Leyton Orient do it is how the first team play. That filters down through all of the youth. That everyone plays the same way. It plays the same way. And as going back to what John said earlier on about Mubama, that would make a transition for a youth player coming into a first team setup a whole lot easier if they're playing the same system. No,
exactly.
It would, but no, we are playing the 3-4-3, and that was Dave from Raynham who does follow all of the youth academy teams. Yeah, he's the one who brought that to our. He's the one who brought that to our attention, and that is being played everywhere. And he said the other day, the game that we played, we won 5-4. It might have been against QPR or something like that. He said it was a great game. He said, but he thought we was playing that way. It might have been just because of the personnel we had, but apparently it's not. He said we didn't have. There was some players out, and we're basically putting players into that system. That system is what we're playing, the 3-4-3.
Yeah, but then you know what the thing is there is right. Look, it's Moyes' fault inevitably, right? What happens in terms of the first team and the way they set up and all that. But then I also look at the club overall and I think, well, why are the youth team managers and coaches getting their players to play a completely different system? Because when they are given the opportunity, their players that they've created are going to look totally inept. Yeah, and then the fans are going to go, well, he's not good enough. So it's such a divisive system to have the youth teams playing different to the first teams because it makes everyone look inadequate, in my opinion. Yeah. And mainly Moyes, of course, but the youth team players, they're not going to get a look in. Moyes is never going to be happy with them. I told you what that bloke said to me the other day. It's just ludicrous, mate.
Say it again. Say it again, go on, John.
But John, very, very quickly. I think we said it with Mubama at the start of the season. I said we need to spare Mubama of David Moyes, send him out on loan at the start of the year. I don't wish
Yeah.
David Moyes on any youth player, unless you're a ridiculous generational talent like a Declan Rice. I don't wish any of them. You know, we've got some cracking players coming through. You know, Lewis Alford, 17, who stepped up to the under-23s now. He's amazing. You know, he's tipped to be the next big thing. But we've got lots of players like that.
Callum Marshall,
You don't want to be George Murphy. There's tons of them. You don't want to be getting.
No, look.
You don't want Moyes really getting his hands on these players, because I just think you know, these players need to be nurtured. They need to be built up. That guy is just he's just a mood hoover. I
think JKL's comment there is great in terms of Sullivan is ultimately to blame because his indecision is causing indecision throughout the club. You know, If you've got the youth team set up playing a different way to the first team, to some extent, whether you like it or not, they should be playing the Moyes way because they will then get the most out of the youth team players technically. And I don't like to say that because I wouldn't want anyone to play that in the youth system, but. You know, technically, they should be mirroring the first team because otherwise they're never going to be ready for the first team.
Listen, John, he had at Everton two of the best young prospects this country's ever seen, and I'm talking in Ross Barkley and Wayne Rooney. And Ross Barkley at the time was dynamite, wasn't he? Right? Ross Barkley, Wayne Rooney forced his way into the team. He wouldn't accept it. He wouldn't say no.
He was doing a caboose every time he came on for 5-10 minutes. He was scoring.
That's right. And so he gave him no choice. Ross Barkley, he actually put him out on loan twice. He wouldn't play him. You know that. Yeah. So that's why it tells me 100% that this great crop of kids we've got now, no matter how good they are, he ain't going to play them. He don't care about reputations or how good they are in the youth, right? He don't care.
And I'm going to say this now as well. If we do sign up for Moyes for 2 more years, you may as well close the fucking academy.
Yeah. We are supposed to be the Academy of Football. It's printed on that fucking stupid carpet down the thing, right? You might as well scrub all that off. If you're not going to take advantage when you've every single FA Youth Cup winning team that we've had before has produced at least 3 regular first team players, maybe not great internationals or whatever, but sometimes they are, right? So 1981, for instance, we got Georgie Paris, right? We got Paul Allen, and we got one other, Alan Dickens, right? who started Chelsea in the end. In the fucking 60s, we got John Sissons, we got Harry Redknapp, we got a couple of others as well. In the 99 one, we got Carrick, we got Joey Cole, we got, I think, Defoe, right? And there was one other as well whose name escapes me. But every team, when they've got a special team like that, 2 or 3 of those special kids, maybe 2, 3, 4 of them. Look at the Man United kids who graduated and won the FA Youth Cup, Scholes, Beckham and all them, right? They all came through in one hit. Neville brothers, right? You can't ignore these players.
You can't. Changing the subject slightly. Did you see Thilo Kehrer when he joined Monaco? That's a show. I wish him all the best, by the way. I like Thilo Kehrer. I don't think he had a fair crack. I think he's a good player. I mean, he ain't gone. Well, he has gone. They've got an obligation to buy, so 15 million, whatever. But apparently, he was asked to provide some comment on his time at West Ham, and he refused. And he just spoke about his time at what he's going to be doing at Monaco. He just no. Just rolled over it.
But also he's still employed by West Ham technically. So I suppose you need to be careful.
Yeah, but what I mean is,
he might come back. If Moyes goes at the end of the season, he might come back into the equation.
Yeah, but if that was the case, then you might say a few things. You might say, it was, it was great. It was a shame. It didn't quite work out, but he just completely and utterly rolled over it. Wouldn't
He'll wait till he goes first. Can I just answer this question? Serious question. Who else would hire Moyes? I mean, literally nobody apart from relegation strugglers and Crystal Palace.
We've got a couple of Palace fans who follow us, haven't we, on here, and they always comment and they said you can't lose Moyes until we get rid of You're getting Moyes. That's where he's going. He's going to Palace. You lot love him. You love him.
That's what annoying me though, right? You get all the pundits and that saying how good Moyes is doing and that, but would they like him at one of their top 6 clubs?
No, because he's not good enough for them. But he's more than good enough for us.
No, but this is what I find it insulting. This is why I find it insulting when people reference these pundits, Shearer and everyone else, because it's like they're saying, who do these West Ham fans think they are?
Yeah, I know. Being in the Premier League and all that. Bloody hell, you've won a European trophy.
They're literally just looking at statistics and they're looking at us on paper. They're not watching us week in.
You're right. They take no interest in us week in, week out. They just look at the league table, just like other fans.
Anyway, John, go on. We'll let you go, mate. We'll let you get back to your deathbed. Thanks for
well,
thanks
so,
for
John,
That's all right. Just to say, Mickey, you're doing a great job on the comments, mate. And jump in the grave, why don't you?
Yeah.
Right?
You know what? Yeah, I got a bit emotional then. I thought he was actually meaning a nice word to me. Fucking hell.
Get out of it. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, pew, pew, pew. See you later, lads.
Cheers, mate.
See you later, John.
Cheers. That's a good call.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We shall open the phone lines. Well, they're open. Whoever wants to phone in before I put the number up, we'll just go through the chat until someone.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Jonathan Boyce has got a question.
You go through the chat.
Right. So Jonathan Boyce says, question: why does the board think that Moyes is good for business? Fathers have stopped taking their sons. People stop buying merch. Just ask the crowd and ask older fans. Stop going to the stadium, and even plastic fans. Yeah.
I think it's a tactic.
I don't know. I
think it's
don't
a tactic.
know.
I think they want.
I can't answer the question.
They want us last generation fans out of there. They want to sell that fucking 60,000 seats to tourists.
1 minute, Mo. Yeah,
right.
No. I think so. I think it's.
Yeah.
I can't work it out from a business perspective. I was having this chat with Jonathan offline the other day. We was WhatsApping, and I kind of. I said, does it make any sense? Because it's like he spent 500 million, and I've said this before.
Yeah.
But how can he not see the value in having a top manager to get the best out of these assets that he's buying?
I know.
You know?
And guess what, Sullivan? I ain't going fucking anywhere.
What I think of it, like on this one. So, he's still selling season tickets. The season tickets are still getting sold out. You still get the what they call it, the tourist fans going over there. They're still doing it. They're still buying a lot of tops and that, kuduses and the paquetas.
Yeah,
they're still buying a lot of it. So it is
the tourists go to the shop.
No, Nigel said, or Sean said,
they are still selling merch. They are still getting the crowds that he's having. And it's a shame that father and son aspect of it is melting away because of it. But they're not really concerned about that. They don't like the working class fan. They definitely don't. Sullivan don't like that. So for me, it's not in their pockets. It really ain't. He's still getting.
No. It's not. And what they're doing is
1 second. I've got Mo on the line, so let's take this call. Let's take this call from Mo, and then
I'll just say one thing, mate, before we start. Sean actually said a while ago they were gradually reducing the number of season tickets because they want to be selling. I don't
think they care if people don't renew.
They don't care about season ticket holders. They haven't got a record of how long we've had season tickets. They don't care about us, right? They'd much rather we give it up, I think, but we're not giving it up. We're staying right where we are, and we're going to carry on giving you earache right where we are. Right. Hello,
I don't know.
Good
Go on, Mo.
Good evening, Nick, Gary, Mick. Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New Year, mate.
Happy New Year, Mo. We're ranting
he's been on the phone for 2 minutes, and we've only just said hello to him. Sorry, mate.
That's all right. It's good to see you guys and listening to you guys as always. Happy New Year to you all.
Happy New Year.
So, just want to make a few points. If that's all right with you. I was at the game today with my little brother. It was the first match. It was our first match together, and we had a great day in spite of the football.
Yeah.
Now, first things first, right? Today's game was a bigger nightmare than the one on Elm Street. Only this time, it weren't Freddy Krueger involved. It was David Moyes as the antagonist.
It was.
Secondly, other than the Jared Bowen goal, I felt we offered very, very little. There weren't any fight, there weren't any endeavour, there weren't any passion or enthusiasm or respect for the FA Cup. The only thing I witnessed was apathetic football that reinforced an apathetic atmosphere.
Yeah.
Now, who does that boil down to? It boils down to the manager. It's time to go. David Sullivan is alienating a lot of people, including myself. Now, I left the match early due to the boredom, and I said to myself, I'd rather go and enjoy myself.
I'd have been gone.
And enjoy myself. I left the match early due to the boredom, and I said I'd rather go and watch Dagenham and Redbridge because at least they play football. Now, I'm West Ham through and through, okay? You cut me and I bleed claret and blue just like you guys. Maybe I do moan a lot about West Ham, but I love this football club. I love them so much, and I don't want to see them drowned in Moyes ball. Just like all the other fans don't want to see them drowned in Moyes ball. We want to see entertainment. We want to see fight and endeavour. This football club today was like Casper the Ghost. You just didn't see us. Right, I want to end my point like this. Dear David Moyes, it's time to go. Dear David Moyes, take your Jurassic Park football with you. Hashtag Moyes out. Up the Hammers.
Up the Hammers. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what we haven't done, Mo. Very quick, because we haven't spoken about the atmosphere over there. As you was there. I mean, look, we know what the atmosphere was like at Brighton, but what was it like being in the stands today for you?
Where were you, Mo? Where did you sit or stand?
I was block 246.
Right.
Where's that? I don't know blocks. Go on.
That's I think that's the Bobby Moore. I think that's the Bobby Moore.
Same as me. Was it lower or upper?
Literally where you sit, Gary.
It was upper. It was upper.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, that is the place where you tend to get some people singing and stuff like that, right? But all we're doing. We ain't being miserable or grim. We're having a good laugh amongst ourselves. And every now and then a little song will come along and you sing along to it and stuff like that. But it ain't like there's nothing on the pitch to spark an atmosphere.
Do you feel disengaged from what's happening on the pitch?
Yeah, you do.
Yes,
There was one point where I was trying to have a conversation with Paul, right, about something, and Bristol City fans started making a noise. I said, "Wait, keep it down. I'm trying to have a conversation here." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like that sort of thing. Yeah, but sorry, Mo. Go on. What do you think about it? By the way, great to see so many kids there today. There were loads of them, thousands of them. Right?
Oh, that's mad.
Thousands of them.
I'll turn the alerts off. Hang on 1 minute.
Thousands of kids maybe went to their first West Ham game today, right? And that is what they saw. I hope it didn't put too many of them off because there were thousands of them there, right? Families and everything else. Good day out, kids for £1. Same down the Bristol end as well. I was told by a Bristol fan at half time. So that was good. What did you think? Loads of kids around you as well, Mo, where you were?
Plenty.
Yeah, but was it the same for you, Mo? Was the atmosphere terrible over there?
Right. So if I can just say this, right, I was at the Brighton game, and I went to today's game. The last game was so bad that I ended up talking about darts more than the football.
The darts was better, to be fair. The darts was far better.
Yeah, it was. And today's game, like I said, I don't like to leave early, but I left early. I said I can't deal with it, and I said walking home, going back to Dagenham. I said I'd rather be watching Dagenham and Redbridge. You know, I don't want to go to football and feel apathetic. I can understand why Nick used the word apathy now, because that's what it is. I don't go to watch football to witness David Moyes kind of football. I want to see. And the thing is, I want to see.
Sorry, mate. Sorry to interrupt. And when I say apathy, right, it's I do feel like that. I do. But at the same time, as you can see, like when I lose me rag, I'm still passionate about West Ham. I still feel the same. But at the same time, I feel like my enjoyment of the actual football experience, that's what I'm apathetic about. I'm still as passionate as ever about West Ham. But
I love
the football side of it, you know, I can't really get excited about watching a game because I know what I'm going to be watching. You know, nine times out of 10. I went to the Arsenal game. That was a great day out. It always is when you're away and you win. But I did watch that game back, and it reflected nothing like what I experienced when I was there. You know, it was brilliant when I watched that on TV. It would have been a very uncomfortable experience watching that on telly. We was under the fucking gosh. It was chance after chance, wave after wave of attack, and it was like I say, very very different. So when I was there, you know, I was loving it. It was brilliant. You kind of the away fans were on form. It was a good experience, but the football was the same old shit.
Yeah. What you hope for when you there's a lot of people talking about taking their kids to football and stuff like that. I remember taking my kids to football. I mean, look, I force-fed West Ham to my kids. I got them season tickets, right? So they had to go. And, you know, even though Adam only wanted a hot dog, he didn't like the football, right? I know a lot of people, they take them along to their first game and you want your kids to love it, don't you? right?
Yeah.
You want it to be a fantastic, memorable experience they're talking about for weeks, and they can't wait to go again. And I hope, even though the football was shit, I know a lot of kids there were too young to even understand what was going on. I hope they still had a great day, even though what was on the pitch was crap. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try 1 minute because I know Mo reads the comments as well. So I'm going to call Dougie out. Dougie, what's this bloke's point? No direction. Well, his point was very well made. His point is he went to the game today. He went to Brighton. The football shit. He wants David Moyes to go. What more fucking
Moyes out? Hashtag Moyes out, Dougie.
There's a direction for you.
Yeah.
Well,
Moyes
can I say something?
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, sorry, I want to say something. Right, this Dougie Montana keeps digging me out every time I call. He keeps digging me out. I don't like it.
No.
Right. I'm entitled to my opinions, and I'm going to continue to.
Absolutely.
You know what, Mo? Mo, you've got the bollocks to phone up.
It's always the same people. I'm getting tired of.
Mo, you can't listen. Carry on phoning, carry on doing that, because don't focus on the negative comments, focus on the positive ones. We get the same thing every fucking video. I mean, the thing is, you don't see as much of them now because most of the people that hate me, I've blocked them. You just don't worry about it, and that's why I called him out, because I know that you read the comments back.
You
don't worry about it.
You always get great. Listen, when you do stuff like this and you put your neck on the line, you put your head above the parapet, right?
Yeah,
you go out there and you talk, right? You put your head up there. You know what I mean? You're gonna get the odd critic, but you're getting 99.9% positive feedback. So don't worry about it. Yeah.
I agree with that. Like I said, Mo's got the bollocks to phone in, and it takes courage to phone in. Believe me, do you know what I mean? And he's doing it. So anyone who's got that opinion, phone in. Come in.
That's it.
Let's see how you get on.
Right.
That's it. Exactly.
Another thing, mate. Can I just say one more point before I go? Before I call in to Claret and Booze, I always write down what I want to say. And do you know why I write down? Because I've got a disability. Right, I've seen certain people say in the comment section, right, is he reading from a script or something? But do you know what? I'm reading from a script. Do you know why? Because I've got a disability. So if you don't like it, go do one.
No, absolutely.
You feel comfortable with Mo. You feel comfortable with doing it that way, mate? Go for it all day long. It's been well said. Your point has been well said, mate.
It's not. It's not a bad thing to do either, because it gives you a guide so that you go for all your points and you don't miss the points that you want to make.
I've got a disability and I love West Ham and I love Claret and Booze. So before I call in, right, it's always good to write down a plan or what you want to say, bullet points, right, and then call in, because it adds clarity and it helps other people understand what the point that you're trying to make. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense.
It does.
And you make perfect sense on your call, mate. That's exactly it. Look, listen, that's what call, Mo. That's literally why I called the guy out, Mo. All right. So that's why I did it. All right.
All right. Listen, I'm gonna call it a night. Yeah. Good night to you all. And thanks again for a great show.
Top man, brilliant call. Thank you very much, mate.
Your next game's better, Mo.
Always a pleasure.
Like I say, listen. Focus on the raft of positive comments that you've got in there. Don't focus on the odd negative one. You don't do that. All right.
Yeah. No. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Thank you for giving us another great show, and Happy New Year to all the great West Ham fans.
Top man. Cheers, Mo. Thanks, mate.
Wait, can we ban this fucker?
Well, he suddenly started being nice, so when he starts being horrible again.
Mickey's got a script. What's it, written in fucking crayon?
You know what? I'm retiring from this. I'm leaving. I'm taking views with me.
Mickey's got a script. It's all fireworks.
John to me is like fucking Dougie to Mo. He's a troll.
Right, got a call back. Hang on 1 minute.
Yeah,
where are we? I'll try if I can.
Any more? Every time I look up, I see Ching Chang Walla. Brilliant.
It's a great name, isn't it?
I love that name. Takes me back to the 70s.
Yeah, mate.
Hello, Darren. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not bad, you?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. How'd you enjoy that wonderful festival of football that we witnessed earlier on today?
What a crock of shit.
I know.
Bored shitless, man. Absolute shit. He needs to fuck off.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah.
Let alone he's got rid of here now we fucked in defence.
What's that, mate?
He's got rid of Kehrer, put him on loan. Now we're fucking defensive.
No, well, that's the thing. That's the other thing, right? So obviously, we know that we're linked with other defenders. We know that, but Kehrer's gone. The rumor is that Aguero is going to go to Saudi. You know, this is the player that David Moyes chased for 3 consecutive windows, brought him in and realised that he was never going to work in his system. I just don't think he's. Look, listen, I think Aguero's a good player. I'll be honest. I don't think he's a very good defender, is he? Not the best defender.
He ain't a very good defender. No.
He's not the best.
He can't concentrate for 90 minutes. That's his problem.
Yeah. But you're absolutely right. So now if so when I think Mavropanos went off injured now, so we're down to Zuma and Oggy. As the centre backs.
Oh, don't forget he likes to play Johnson as a centre back though, every now and then.
Well, with his confidence where it is at the moment, I don't think so.
Well, there's one there about Eric Dyer, right? I think, given our current situation, you'd probably welcome Eric Dyer, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? We've got no fucking centre halves. Come on, Eric. All forgiven. You're not shit, really.
It's not just that though. You watch this transfer window. There's no excuse that we ain't got the money to get a striker because we need another defender.
Yeah, and you know what? Today there was a point where when Mavropanos got injured, Soucek dropped back into because he was whoever went off. Soucek dropped into their position. He was playing centre half.
That makes me scared. Soucek on centre back.
I thought, hang on a minute. Maybe that's the answer. If he's got to stay in the team, maybe that's the answer to put him in centre half.
No, it's not an easy position to play. You can't store him at centre backs. You've got to be fucking good to play somewhere.
Got to store him somewhere. You know what I mean?
Can't play him at centre back. He can head a ball. That's about it. He can do that bit. Yeah, he can do that. Yeah. But no, I'm not too sure about that. But no, it is. Look, it is a worry. But I suppose, look, if you look at it from another angle, we're in a January transfer window. If the rumours are true, we've got to sell to buy. We haven't sold anyone yet because we haven't got the money for Kehrer. We haven't got the money for Kehrer until the summer.
By the way, that's not true, is it? Right? We do have money. If you listen to Kieran Maguire, if you listen to Kieran Maguire, who's a trusted source, right? He says we've got money. The club's saying we haven't got money. So what do you reckon the answer is? I think we've got money. It's just that we don't want to spend it. Because I think it's being saved for the summer, right? I think we're going to have a splurge with a new manager.
Please tell me this is wrong. Andy Walsh, just look. I'm going to have a look now to clarify. I'm not saying you're lying, but apparently David Ornstein, who's the oracle of the Athletic, he's saying that Bowen is out for up to 3 months.
Well, it's good that we got 33 points. It's good that we got 33 points because we ain't going to get very many more if we're missing Kudus, Paqueta, and Bowen. Imagine that.
Paqueta got rushed back.
Well, Paqueta's got apparently he's got to have a scan because you bear in mind with Paqueta. That is the 3rd time he's had that calf injury now. And so there must be an underlying... It can't be cured with rest because he's had a rest and he's gone on. He's lasted 8 minutes. So there must be an underlying problem, right?
Yeah.
People saying he never said it and he's fake. Sorry.
Yeah, no. It's not. It's not. It's not on his official account.
I felt
they wouldn't have him scanned yet. Do you know what I mean? They wouldn't have the results out yet.
Luke, I'm agreeing with Luke. Look, Luke said play Soucek at centre back, and he got battered for that opinion, similar to the way I just did, Luke.
Well, look, the one other player we can play. The one other player you can play at centre back is Alvarez because he's a centre back, but we can't take him out of central defensive midfield.
No way.
No.
How about Ward-Prowse at centre half?
Go on, Darren.
Why does Moyes keep taking him off?
Because he won't take Soucek or fucking Ward-Prowse off.
No.
That's why he's two babies. He won't take them off. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry. That is the shittest midfield pairing. Soucek and Ward-Prowse. That is a shit midfield pairing. I know they've got brilliant specialisms. You know, like Ward-Prowse has got brilliant dead ball delivery. I know this, and I know that he's better when you play him further forward because he presses and he helps Bowen out.
Yeah.
And I know Soucek's good from a corner, but you can't have 2 of your 3 central midfielders made up of specialists that do non-open play things because they're best at non-open play stuff.
They didn't do fuck all today.
No, I know.
What he's been doing with Ward-Prowse has been getting him to shut down from the front because I think he's thinking, Moyes, is that if you close down from the front, it takes less pressure off the back because we're still going to sit back and invite him on. It's just that we're not going to invite him on so easily as we otherwise would, right?
Absolutely. And can I just say something? You just had Max Kilman up, right? And I know there's listen,
40 million.
I think 40 million is a fair price. He's a very good defender. My only concern, as I said in the show the other day, they play a back three. Max Kilman's always played as part of a back three. You know, this is a guy that 3 or 4 years ago was playing fucking futsal, but the Wolves manager, was it Santo? They identified him, pulled him in. Revelation, brilliant. But I remember when there was a manager change, they went to a back two, and he wasn't as good in the back two. I don't know whether he's a very good player, isn't he? Their captain. Isn't Max Kilman their captain?
I don't know.
But can I ask you something? Why would you leave Wolves to come to West Ham at the moment? Is it that much of a step up?
Not really.
We're a bit of a mess, to be honest, at the minute.
Is it? I'm not saying we're not bigger, but is it that much of a step up to leave Wolves to come to West Ham?
I think it is at the moment.
Really? Well, they have wins, don't they?
It's in London.
Oh yeah. They're after rings. They're after rings. Maybe we could do a
Oh,
party.
as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
He'll
Yeah.
go there and
Ben
score
as well.
goals. He'll go there and score goals. You know he will.
Yeah. No.
And Ben Longman will play better as well.
No.
Sorry about that,
no.
Yates. Yeah, I hope she enjoyed it. Sort of. I hope she was too young to recognise what was going on, mate.
But no, Darren. For me, that was thing is, I'll say over and over again my thoughts on this football. It's absolutely shit. But do you see? Can you see any way that they give him a new contract and there isn't a massive meltdown in this fan base? Can you imagine the reaction that there will be?
Oh yeah,
because he's been getting booed in the stadium. The last 2 games, they're only draws.
they did today as well.
I stayed till the final whistle today to boo him, and then I forgot to boo him.
Yeah.
Well, you're so pissed off with the match, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I agree, mate. I agree. But ananyway, the overarching
They need to
message.
bring the Hammerettes back. It'll be more entertaining, that shit.
Give you something to look forward to.
Yeah,
Give you something to look forward to at half time. But anyway, the overarching message, Darren, is David Moyes out. You're shit.
Yeah,
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
good message, solid message,
The
Darren.
thing is, though, if he gets a new contract, at least then mugs will come in handy, won't they, for a bit longer?
Oh yeah, we do. Nick might even launch a Generation 2 mug.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We'll be selling them for the next 10 years, I think.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
long as you
contract
fucking
extension mug. What do you reckon, Nick?
Yeah, I know. God, can you imagine that?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Have
Darren,
you sent all the mugs out yet?
No. So there's
of course he
still
ain't. It's rubbish.
there's 4 more to go from I basically oversold them, so I had to get another delivery, and I thought I had more than what I had, so I've got them now.
That's all right.
So I've got 4 freebies that I've still got to send out. So Mo still hasn't got these either. He phoned up.
I've got
Yeah, I was
John's,
going
by
to say
the way.
about Mo.
John.
Sorry.
I was going to say about Mo's phone call. It's really good. Just ignore that dickhead who's like giving him shit.
Yeah. Well, look, you do get it, and like I always say to anyone, you got to expect that you shouldn't expect it, but unfortunately, and also I do think sometimes people don't realise that when someone's on a call, you know, people you're on a call, you're on the show, people can see what you're saying, as well, and I just think sometimes people don't realise that, and you just don't.
He's entitled to his own opinion.
Just don't be nasty.
He's got his own opinion. He's entitled to his own opinion and all.
Yeah. No,
Exactly
I know,
that.
mate.
I've got John's mug at my house. John,
It's
I've got your
behind
mug.
you.
No, that's
can
my
see
one. I've got John's one next door in the other part of the shed.
Oh, and he said he's 15th shed. But anyway, Darren, thank you very much for the call, mate.
Thanks, Darren.
Take care, all you. Cheers. Happy New Year, you lot.
Happy New Year.
Year.
Pew, 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 pew.
Well, hopefully it's been a better year for us as well, isn't it?
Oh, mate, he's going to be. He's
Better when Moyes back there.
going to be here till the end of the season.
We're going to have a
whatever happens.
party. We're going to have a celebration show when he
I
goes.
think we'll all be so. We'll all be so
I think we might
fucking
do a
drained.
24 Should we do a 24-hour marathon when he leaves? Should we do
What's
a
that?
24-hour charity marathon when he leaves?
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
No, do a pub call instead, isn't it?
Get fucking pissed. Get
24-hour
pissed.
pub call.
Yeah,
Right.
pub crawl. We'll do it live.
Yeah.
Right,
Exactly.
okay. Right. Anyway, Darren, thank you very much, mate.
Cheers. Speak to you later. Take care.
Top man. Cheers.
See you later.
Take care. Bye. Bye.
I think he was watching an action film in the background there. Well, struggling to hear what he was saying.
Yeah, me too.
No,
me too.
Very good call. Right. So if we go to, I'll put the number up. So if anyone does want to phone in, please do. The number's there.
If you got any
Someone was asking.
annoyance, any slight, where's Gary? Where's Gary, by the way? Why is Gary not called in?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he didn't
He's
expect
blown
us
us
to.
out. Has he moved over to West Ham Fan TV? Is that what he's done?
He might have. He might have.
Oh,
He's gone on to
Gary,
bigger and better
terrible,
things. Gone on to bigger and better things.
I know.
So what's this one here? So we've got Alexander says, huge respect to Bristol City fans. They were impressive.
Yeah, they
Just hope we can get it on. Get on it for Bristol for the replay.
They're everywhere as well, you know. I went and had a chat with some people at half time, like I do in the smoking area, even though I don't smoke. And Nigel had different Nigel, had a Bristol City fan with him as well, who also supports West Ham. And I was having a chat with him, and he was they were everywhere. They were all around the stadium, not just the 9,000 at the end. They were all over the place. I saw Bristol City scarves, you know.
Yeah, no. Amanda says we're going to be saying Moyes out in 10 years' time if the dwarf gets his way. I'll be impressed if the dwarf is still here in 10 years. I've got to be honest. But
he's only got a couple of years left, hasn't he? A couple of years left. The way he's going, surely.
Not that I'm wishing anything or anything like that.
You know? Several lot of tax already.
Yes, yeah. I think I'm going to fucking
doing a current booze meet up in a boozer.
Yeah. Is that right? Andy Walsh
yes.
said John has sold Gowie in the transfer window from under your noses. John,
he might have. He might have.
Nicotine gum.
Shall I give Gowie a call?
Yeah,
I'll see if I can annoy him. Hang on. Let's give Gowie a call.
Let's see if he can put a positive spin on today's game.
I reckon he will.
Yeah, I reckon he'll try.
Where are we?
Younger than me. Who Gowie's younger than me. Is he Dougie? I don't know. I'm 54.
No.
How old is other Gowie?
Gary's
I
older.
think he's a bit older than me, Gary, I think.
How old's Gary?
Gary. I say a similar age. I reckon he's about 50.
Hello, is that Gary from Watford?
Hello, Nick. How are you?
Yes, not bad, mate.
Hey!
Gary, what a word with you. Gary,
Yeah,
what a word with you. What are you doing? Why are you not calling in?
Well, I thought I'd take a back seat tonight, let someone else have a go, and I was just sitting and watching.
Well,
I'm on every week, so
we're not allowing that. We're not allowing that, mate. So come on, let us know what your thoughts are at the moment.
Well, to be honest with you, I was watching a West Ham show the other day, actually, about this old Moyes thing. I was talking to my girlfriend about it in a cab today. She's asking what it's all about, you know, Moyes in and Moyes out. And
just very quickly, Gary. Sorry to interrupt. What did you have in the calf? What's your breakfast of choice?
Yeah. You're going to be judged.
Today I just had a burger because it was a bit of a rush one today.
Right, okay.
But I'm normally quite healthy eating normally, so and a cappuccino, that was all right.
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Didn't get to see the game. I was going to think about going, but I had a feeling this wouldn't be a good game today.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was I going to say? I was thinking about it. I was telling her about this. You know, I said about you're very much the channel. She said, "Is it a Moyes out channel?" I said, "Well, yeah, predominantly. Some channels are, some are not." And but anyway, I was watching a show the other day. I think it's the West Ham podcast, Nick.
The West Ham podcast.
Is it you? Is it something Pugh's on there? And there's two guys on there.
Oh, he is uber Moyes in. He's very much.
Yeah,
do you know what? I don't know what these guys want. You know, he's done so much. We've got 6th place. We've got 7th place. We've got he's won us the European trophy, and these people I just don't know what they want. Fuck
you
off.
What I'm getting round to, she asked me where I stood for all this, the Moyes in and Moyes out.
Yeah.
And I was saying, well, to say what he said, it was interesting because obviously I watch this is my favourite show, as you know. I watch this one more than anybody else. But what he was saying was, he was talking to a Bristol City fan, so they was previewing the game. This was yesterday. And he was asking about, this whole thing with West Ham. He said all these Moyes out says a load of spoiled kids. He said,
this is how he talks about the West Ham fans. Honestly, honestly, he can wind these gums around my fucking plums at it.
Which one is it? Which one is it?
Hey,
which one is it?
Something Pooh. His name is or Pew.
Will Pew.
Will Pew. He's a bit of a face.
Do you know a lot of faces or people with faces?
Sorry, Gary. Go on.
He made one interesting point, and he said about the Moyes out. He said they're all a bit delusional. He said because they're talking as if like before Moyes, we had this brilliant attacking football for years and years. He said, was that a dross
just
for
go back
years?
to 15-16. You know, Bilic. I mean, that was all right.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
well, that's what I said. The 16 season was good, but we were based on Payet, weren't it?
Yeah.
You know,
It was based on Payet.
I mean, it wasn't just based on Payet. He was integral to it. Much like now, Gary. Our attacking impetus is based on Paqueta. Take Paqueta out. What you got?
I know.
Nothing.
I was only thinking, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, before we got his injuries, I was thinking all these other clubs had got players missing. We were doing so well, and suddenly Wallop, I know you've got Kudos is away, but this whole thing with the African Cup, in January. What do you think about it? Because it's I think it's a bit strange to have it bang in the middle of the season like that.
It is inconvenient. It's inconvenient, but it's always been that way, isn't it?
Tell you what, Gary. Everyone knows about it. Everyone knows about it. Everyone can plan around it. And if you buy African players, they're going to go every 2 years to the AFCON. This is priced in.
We've only lost 2 players.
I know,
as well.
2 players.
Liverpool
lost 4.
It's just coincided with him going away, Nick, with also Paqueta picking up the injury. Like today. I mean, I was thinking about the game today.
But maybe Gary, sort of coming into December when we were looking at when we knew that AFCON was coming. Maybe if we'd have been playing and giving players like Fornals, who had a better game today, by the way. Maybe if we'd have been playing Fornals and Benrahma and Cornet and giving them more game time coming into this period, getting them up to speed, rather than, as Gary said, getting Cornet to come on and leaving him standing there for 5 minutes in the freezing fucking cold before he does come on. 7 minutes before he does come on, and then expecting these players to perform miracles. Maybe preparation, maybe think and plan. Oh, hang on a minute. Are we a bit lucky that we've only had 1 injury all season where other teams have had fucking 9 or 10? Yes, we have. Just because, and the thing is, getting injuries now isn't bad luck. That's standard practice in any Premier League season.
Happens.
You can't say, "Oh, we've got injuries now." Every team gets them. You've got to factor it in, and that's look at Brighton. Look at Brighton. They had they played an 18-year-old from their academy, central midfielder at right back. He was brilliant. He was wonderful. He was really good because do you know what I mean? It isn't. There's just it's excuse after excuse. Basically, they are important to us and they are critical to us because of the way that we play football. Because without Paqueta and without Kudus, it's no party. There's no party. It's not going to happen because everything is reliant on these fucking, let's face it, superstars to win us games.
Yeah, they are. I mean, also, see, we thought the squad was better than it really is. Now we can see really the true extent of the depth of the squad. It's not great. The drop off between whose fault
is it that the squad is this thin when you consider we've spent £500 million?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Nick. What I'm trying to say is the drop off from Paqueta and Kudus to Benrahma and Fornals.
Oh, it's massive.
Is immense.
Yeah, it's massive.
It's really, it's incredible.
Gary.
I mean, I watched the game.
But isn't that where you tweak the system and rather than going right, we'll play the same system, we'll replace Kudus for Benrahma, which is obviously going to make us much worse. Maybe tweak it around a bit. For instance, we all know Benrahma's best position is probably in the 10. That's where you're going to get the best out of Benrahma. Similar with Fornals. There's different things that you can do with different players to get the best out of them. You change things. David Moyes has a set system. If Antonio's injured, who's going to be the next Antonio? You're impersonating Antonio for the next month.
Yeah. I mean, I think we could try is pushing Emerson into the left, further up, left midfield. He does get forward and maybe bring it in.
Sorry, Gal, it's got me down.
Don't be cursing you, John sitting there, I can hear him now moaning.
He's developed a Harry.
John actually loved it. John actually
honestly, he's developed a Harry Redknapp twitch since Mickey started doing that pew pew.
Yeah. No, he started that twitch ever since I joined. To be fair to you.
Yeah. Oh dear, it's quite. I tell you, it was quite funny in our little WhatsApp group ages ago. John lost his phone. We didn't know what happened, but he dropped out of the WhatsApp group. We're like, what the fuck's going on with John? Right. So he's. But what happened was
for watching tonight. See you later.
He'd lost his phone. He'd lost his phone, and the guy who was repairing it. He'd logged out of all of his WhatsApp groups. So I said, Mickey, text John Sierra. He went, John, you all right, mate? What's going on? He went, oh, fuck off, Mickey. He just literally replied back.
No, he went, shut the fuck up, Mickey.
Shut the fuck up, Mickey.
Horrible
by the way,
bastard.
Nick,
He's an horrible bastard.
Yeah.
Is any news come out about the extent of the injury to Mavropanos and
We won't know yet. I don't think it's too soon.
No,
I don't think Mavropanos is a serious one. It's either a dislocated shoulder or ribs, right?
I was told ribs on the road. It said ribs.
Yeah, ribs. I think you strap them up for a couple of weeks and they're all right, and they. So I think really it's the scans to Bowen and Paqueta that are worrying. And also Soucek got a knock as well.
Bristol,
yeah, Soucek got a knock. I didn't know that, but he did.
Bristol.
Yeah. I don't think we'll win there. I think we lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't see us
can I ask you, Gary? After what we did against Liverpool, what's the point? What's the point in winning, really? You know, in the FA Cup. You know, if we draw Liverpool or something in the quarter final, or we draw any of the other good teams that are in it, what's the point, really?
Well,
if we see that the way that they, what's the point?
I think Gonzo and Gio was saying about this the other day about it. He said, "No, if you're gonna get to the quarter final of the FA Cup, we're gonna throw it now.
Throw it now.
You know, throw it now."
He's thrown the quarter final of the FA Cup before. He did it away to Arsenal and Spurs. He did it twice, right? So he's done it before. He'd done it in the League Cup, only worse. Right, so you know he's coming. When's the draw? Because if the next round is away to a big side, he probably will throw this one
tomorrow.
Right,
draws tomorrow, not for the draws tomorrow before the game with the Man United game.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Right, basically, what Lucas Paqueta has done, I've seen this on Twitter, and this has been confirmed by a few people as well. This was an injury that he's had now for the last 2 weeks, which basically went wherever it was. It's fucking gone. He's been touch and go now for 2 weeks in terms of starting and playing and stuff like that.
I was amazed
was it a good move for David Moyes to play Lucas Paqueta if he's clearly weren't a fucking good move, but I mean he lasted 8 minutes.
It depends who made that who made that decision. I mean, sometimes a player will say, I'm fit, I can play, because they'll make the choice, right? And it's down to the player. It should really just be down to the medical staff. I like to think that Moyes ain't overriding medical staff. I know you remember Ogbonna when he got that really bad injury and he played on for like fucking 10 minutes or something.
No, but he played a whole season on playing.
No, he stayed on the pitch after he'd got that knee injury. And we were all kind of hypothesizing that it was going to be, that it probably made it worse, right? He should have gone off immediately.
Yeah. I suppose the thing is, even Moyes knows, you know, we're so reliant on Paqueta now for creativity. You take him out, I mean, where's the creativity coming from?
Nothing.
You know, this is the trouble, isn't it? You know, I mean, if it's the same injury again, I mean, you don't forget, when did he do it? Against Arsenal. I mean, how long ago did we play Arsenal? Wasn't that long, was it?
It wasn't long ago, no.
They said about a week or so. So he's obviously took a chance. Whether they bought him off early for precaution, I don't know. Maybe he felt something and just sort of get him off.
Well, Richard Lewington's laughing, right? I think we all accept how important Lucas Paqueta is to West Ham and the way that we play. Very important. So even if he's 70%, what would you do? Would you risk a player that important to your team against Bristol City?
I wouldn't personally, but again, we don't know the decision. Who made the decision there, right? It might have been Paqueta's. Paqueta really wanted to play.
It was a mistake. It was a mistake.
Yeah,
it literally was.
The thing is, though, lad, Moyes obviously prioritises the Premier League. We know that. We saw that with the Liverpool game. He beat United, and he said, the manager knows best, which he was justified. But obviously, from your point of view, the three of you. No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
No. I'm just saying about what he said. Maybe he said after that game, maybe people won't question the manager now.
Go on, Gary.
Go on. What would you prioritise now? I mean, you've got the Europa League starting in a couple of months. You've got the Premier League with 6 at the moment, and you've got the FA Cup. We're still in it. I mean, we could get through. So, how would you, if it was you, how would you prioritise? In what order would you prioritise it?
Europa League first, Premier League second, because we ain't going down. We ain't qualifying for Europe through the league. We might be. We're not going
to stay in that top 6. What we've done is we've given ourselves enough breathing space to not worry about the league for a little while. That's what we've done. So we've got Dougie Montana. He says he still gives away possession too easily. Well, do you know what, Dougie? You're going to be happy now. I think Gary as well. You've criticised Paqueta. You can be happy now Paqueta's not going to be in the team now for a little while. So there you go.
Yeah,
there you
it's
go.
you and Paqueta that.
I think that's madness. Like Gal as well.
If you start, can I just say, I said this at the game.
Paqueta.
I said this at the game the other week because people were sighing when Paqueta gave the ball away. If you try to clip his wings and stop playing those balls, you'll end up with half a Paqueta, right?
Yeah.
You've got to let him try those balls.
Who else is putting in parties through though to Bowen? Gary, do you know what I mean?
No,
you
no
see
one,
that?
no one, literally no one.
What I was going to say to you was, I said myself a little while ago, I was something Paqueta can be a bit wasteful, and I said to you when we had this big debate about the Paqueta thing, you remember Nick a few months ago?
I do.
Or a few weeks ago?
Yeah, I do.
But the last few weeks, he's stepped up and he's creating now every goal.
Told you.
So in a way, you've got to protect that.
Gary, every assist, Gary, every assist.
Easy balls. Are you saying that he plays easy balls or he gives away easy balls? I don't know what you're talking
stop
about.
putting Dougie's fucking comments up. He's wasting our time, right? Listen, Gary, every single assist that he's made recently has been from the centre of the pitch, which is where he should be playing. And today he did an assist in 4 minutes after starting from the centre.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think really, Gal, if he stayed on, we'd probably win that game.
Easy. He was right up for it, Gary. He was right up for it. He was loving it. He loves those scraps.
Midfield. Just in that 8 minutes, he was controlling that midfield.
He was fucking loving it, Mickey. He was loving it.
He was doing flicking trickies and turny wordies and that. He was having it.
Honestly, he's one of, and I'm going to go back to, I think Irish Tommy said it on a show that I was on with him, and I did agree with him. And this is where people get it wrong. Pyatt was a specialist. He was an attacker. He was brilliant. Never fucking tracked back once. He had no defensive elements to his game. He was wonderful though. He was a goal scorer and he was a creator. He was great from set pieces. Wonderful, world class at what he did. But in terms of an all-round player, someone that can do everything, I haven't seen someone like that at West Ham before. Not to his level. He's just as good defensively as he is offensively. I think.
You want about the defensive side of his game? The fact he puts his foot in. Is that what you're saying?
Fucking brilliant. That's what I mean.
All round, Gary. He's
all-round player.
His stats
They're ridiculous.
Are as good as his stats as a defender are as good as his stats as an attacker.
Unbelievable. He puts in so much everywhere. You can. He's fantastic, and he will. See, the issue is, and that comes from the way that we play as well. Because Lucas Paqueta is not a hoofer. We've got players like Soufal who is trained, to basically get the ball with his head down and just hoof the ball up the lines to no one.
Forward.
That's what he does. Forward. Paqueta doesn't. He uses his eyes. You'll notice when you watch Paqueta play, he looks and he scans before he receives the ball. He knows where he's going to play it next. When he gets caught on the ball is when there are no options. If there's no options and there isn't a pass on, he'll try and hold players off, and then it'll slip up. Because of the way that we play, we're so static in the way that we play. There's no movement. Sometimes it's really difficult. And he's literally got... For him, it's wonderful what he does because he has to produce these moments of brilliance and these pinpoint fucking passes, which we need to score goals.
Moyes has benefited from him so much, right, this season. And he didn't come into his own Paqueta until Kudus was integrated into that three, because Paqueta with Bowen weren't quite as good. Paqueta with two options in Bowen and Kudus, both of whom are capable of, of making the right run and finishing. Both excellent. That has really opened up Paqueta. And now Moyes has got this fucked up system where when Paqueta wants to move inside, Ward-Prowse goes and moves outside and covers him until he moves outside again.
Someone always has to. It's like somebody in that team always has to sacrifice their game to make this system work. Why?
I mean,
why is that?
At the moment, you take Paqueta, Bowen, and Kudus. It's not a better front three in the Premier League anyway at the moment. It's just not.
No, bang on.
There is.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're fucking way better than Arsenal's. I mean, have you seen Bowen scored more than Arsenal's front three all together?
Yeah, I know.
Clinical. I was going to say, Gary, did you go today?
Yeah, I did. It was cold, Gary. It was cold.
You did. I was going to say, because I didn't see the game, but what I've heard in the second half, I don't know if you can they said second half Bristol come out and with a better team, and they got a bit physical. West Ham up a bit.
No, they were physical in the first half, and in the second half, West Ham came out and looked scared of them. right? It was like we were trying to hold it at 1-0, but kind of keep them at arm's length, right? And they weren't having it, Bristol. They were all over us, all over us.
They softened us up in the first half. That's what they did. We approached the game like you could see that we weren't fully committed. We weren't. Now, what happens is when you play a physical game and you're not always committed, and I've already said this on the show, but when you're not fully committed, it's like if you go into a tackle, but you don't go in 100%, you can get injured. You're going to get injured. We weren't fully committed. They did bully us. They did scare us. They worried us. Second half, they completely changed. But second half, they completely changed tactics, and they came out and they played football. I'm not being funny. Way better than anything that we play. And they haven't. They did. Just they played football.
Oh, Arsenal lost.
I mean, when we got the first half, so when we got the first goal so early, I thought we just need to get a second goal now, you know, because you see West Ham do is get 1-0 and just sit on it. Apparently, we had a couple of chances. Fornals and Ward-Prowse, people made a couple of saves at 1-0.
Yeah, two fantastic saves.
One of them go in. It's a different game, isn't it? You know, it's a different game. But I still fancy us to go down there and win, though, because I think down there it'll suit Moyes in a way. He'll sit back more and just hit him on the break.
I think it depends, Gary, who we draw. It depends who we draw. If we get drawn away to one of the big boys tomorrow, he'll throw it. Yeah. Because he's 4 days ahead of the Sheffield United game, right?
Mickey, read that one out. Read that one out.
What are you
Mbappe.
Mbappe DeMarco from EastEnders. He's going to Madrid.
Mbappe going to Madrid.
Mbappe.
Oh dear. But no, so anyway, Gary, what are your thoughts on the Moyes situation? Not about what you want. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that David Moyes is going to get his new contract in January?
Before you go there, do a poll. Do tonight's poll with everybody in the chat. Moyes in, Moyes out.
We know what it's going to be.
Yeah, I know, but let's do a percentage. Let's get a percentage. Go on, Gary.
I want to hear Gary. Gary, so Moyes in and Moyes out.
No,
go on, Gary.
Well, like I said to you earlier,
off the fence.
I think we'll give it to the end of the season. I think it depends what he does, honestly, lads. It depends what he does. If we go on and win the FA Cup or win Europa League or finish in the top six,
do you think we're winning the FA Cup, Gary? Do you think we're winning the FA Cup?
No, but I've heard rumours also that the side has got the other manager already lined up. So you can hear different stories. You don't really know, do you?
But you never know until it. Look, listen. You never know until it happens. You don't. It's as simple as that.
No. I did say today to someone behind me that we'll be laughing about this when we're at Wembley in May watching the FA Cup final. And he says to me, well, who do you reckon's going to be playing then?
I mean, after all, you take the Linda last season. If we hadn't won the Conference League, he would have been gone. So obviously, winning that trophy has kept him in the job. So if something happens similar again, they might be thinking, oh, how can we get rid of him? So, but I think it'll stay at the end of the season. But if it's true, someone else is going to come in, because I saw Nick's thing the other day about. I know a lot of fans want Alonso. Now, I know he's not going to Madrid now, but apparently Bayern Munich are looking at him, aren't they?
That's the rumour.
Yeah.
That's what's been said. Yeah. Whether that's true or not, who knows?
Good manager. Yeah. Good manager. Top drawer.
Very
not
good.
sock drawer.
There you go. I'll put the chat in. I put it in there. I've given you 3 options. I've said Moyes out, or new contract.
Yeah, I've got some really serious work. I've got a serious work assignment next week, by the way. I've got to go to Old Trafford and sit in a corporate box and watch Man U against Spurs. Man U against Spurs.
Yeah.
Got 6, what do you do in that situation?
You're a Man U fan.
You support Man? Yeah, of course you support Man U. But
you're a Man U fan.
Imagine if there's Spurs supporters in the box. Imagine how that's going to be, and they go and win at Man U.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a very unpleasant day.
It's going to be a very horrible day, isn't it?
Can't think of anything worse. Yeah.
No.
Lads, can I just make a quick comment? I know you had this previous call. Hammer's Mikey there. He's always having a little snipe at me for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, I know, Mikey. I know you're ultra Moyes out.
Don't be horrible, Mikey.
Yeah. No, Gary's entitled to his opinion. Gary's entitled to his opinion, Mikey.
If you're putting me on the if you're putting the gun to my head and asking me, I would like to see us play more progressive football, and that would mean another manager. But all I'm saying is, it's like, you've got to look at the old picture. I know, like, most people want Moyes gone. I know that. All I'm trying to do is be rational about it and look at the last 4 seasons. That's all I'm doing.
But
I'm not saying I want more to say.
I think the caller. Did you watch the show that we did last night where Paul sent that message in? Have you seen it?
Yes.
Right. So I think that he's.
I think he got it bang on.
I think his point is bang on. I think he's not saying that anybody is wrong for being results orientated and only having the the big eyes for the prizes and stuff like that. But basically what he's saying is, and look, this is proven by everything that we watch with David Moyes. If you're in favour of selling, I won't say selling your soul, but if you're in favour of sacrificing football for this, then you don't care about football really. You care more about success, which means that you don't really. I don't see, because nobody can enjoy watching this football. I don't think anyone can.
I'm glad you brought that call up because I forgot to mention about him, and I listened to the old 10 minutes, and really this whole argument in Moyes in and Moyes out. I'm as Mikey there. Mikey, I love you really. I'm just saying, you just always seem to be having a little dig at me, but you old for Moyes out. I know you are, but all I'm trying to say is, there's no right or wrong in this. Really, it's whether you base your priority on results or on style of play.
Listen.
You're all
I
right
agree.
and you're all wrong. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, but that's what he was saying. But where this all comes from, really, and look, like I say, we've got people, we've got members that are Moyes in.
Not going to have a go at someone for being Moyes in, right?
We've got members that are Moyes in. But Paul's point was, and this is the thing, when you are Moyes out and you have these experiences in forums and on Facebook and on Twitter, if you come out and you say anything negative, you get fucking rounded upon. Like you really do. And that's where it comes, and that's where it comes back to that point where, people say on both sides, they'll say, you're a wanker if you're Moyes out, you're a wanker if you're Moyes in. It's the same. It's the same thing. And he is right categorically. If you're in favour of sticking with Moyes, you don't really care about football. You don't.
Gary, sorry, mate. I just say this, but I don't. Whenever Mikey's saying it to you, I don't think he's not meaning it horrible.
No,
he's
no.
With you. It's not like how that other one was with, like that Montana was with Mo. That was horrible. But having a little joke with you. But okay.
Yeah, no. All I'm trying to say is I listen to a lot of these shows. This Moyes thing's been going on and on for months now, or years even, isn't it? Really. Yeah, and that guy on the radio who called you in, Paul, his name was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
From Brentwood, and like a lovely guy, right? His dad's a West Ham fan as well. But the one thing I couldn't agree with, to be in mid-table, to be in mid-table, I got used to. You know what it is? A lot of the younger fans, I think Luke Bailey summed it up perfectly. A lot of this is a generational thing. A lot of the younger fans who go on Twitter, apparently, like Nick said, who are very much Moyes in, they look at these last 4 years in terms of actually where we've been, 6th, 7th, we're 6th again now, we've won a trophy. And they look at it and they think, well,
they're not even Moyes in.
A lot of them are not even
Moyes in.
They like that. They've jumped on the bandwagon.
Divide. They like the divide. I think we get the more discerning Moyes in fans.
Let me frame this in a different way to you, Gary. Right? What's more important to you, really? So when you look at the situation now, I think you will agree with this. Even if David Moyes was to go on and win a trophy and get a new contract, this divide would remain. This divide would remain, wouldn't it?
It would.
So what is more healthy for West Ham as a club that we all enjoy, where this fucking divide is going on? Wouldn't you like a situation where, wouldn't it be better for West Ham that this divide was gone?
Get behind a new manager.
Wouldn't it? Well, in a sense, by wanting Moyes to stay, you're almost you're retaining that divide. You are. It's never going to go away. Is it worth it? Is it worth it for us all to be at each other's throats like this?
No, you're right. But all I would say is, if we do get a new manager and it does go wrong. Badly wrong. If it does, then obviously
you move on to the next one. But then you move on to the next one. But
the trolls on Twitter, Gary, the trolls on Twitter, as soon as the new manager loses a couple of games, they'll be asking for Moyes back. That's the way they work, right? Can I just say, Amanda's point here, maybe football's just leaving us all behind. The comment you had just now, Mickey, this one here, leaving us behind is changing so much. Paul's message said he was watching lower league football now. The way I interpreted Paul's message, because Orient are also my second team. It was our granddad's team. I used to go over there all the time, right? I was going West Ham one week, Orient next, back in the 70s. And the way I took it from Paul's message wasn't the fact that, it was kind of the fact that he's ended up back watching Orient because he can't stand West Ham, but he'd like to be watching West Ham again. That's what I took 100%. From it. Yeah, that's what 100%. I took from it.
Look, the guy's passionate and upset enough. The fact West Ham was something that he used to do with his dad. You know, his dad was in his 70s. That was something they did. And it's kind of, it's heartbreaking when that changes. His dad just don't want to go anymore. They're not enjoying it. This is anti. Listen, we sold out. Fucking Sullivan, Gary, right? We sold our soul when we left Upton Park. So in Sullivan's 12-year tenure, he's taken our home, and he's giving us 8 years of Allardyce and Moyes. This football, 8 years, and both of them were relatively successful for what they were brought in for. Allardyce was very successful. He brought us up. He kept us up.
Sullivan and Gold got us relegated in the first place.
Yeah,
right?
no. But what I mean is they were both comparatively successful, both Allardyce and Moyes, when you consider what they had to work with. But the football was shit. It's terrible. Nobody enjoyed any of it.
Can I just say something here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I don't mean to bring this down. It's not what I'm trying to do here, people. Yeah. But under Sam Allardyce, the football was really boring.
Hold on.
Right,
Welcome, Martin. Welcome aboard.
So under Sam Allardyce, right, the football was really boring. Yeah, me and my dad used to go religiously, right? So we had season tickets, so we always used to go. And I remember this. It was such a boring time. We was going there. We could hear everyone else talk amongst themselves.
Yeah.
And I remember on this Saturday, I said to my dad. He woke up, used to do night shift on a Saturday. I said to him, Dad, do you mind if we don't go? I said, because I'm getting bored over there. And he turned around and said, no, of course not. I don't mind that. Well, unfortunately, on the Sunday, my dad passed away.
Oh.
Weren't to know that. Obviously, I weren't to know that. But if I did know that, then obviously I would have gone. But my point is,
of course,
when it's boring football, it's making that father and son thing like Paul was talking about.
Yeah.
You never know if you're going to get that again or not. So there needs to be that entertainment factor to bring people keep going.
There has to be, Mickey, and like I say, and Gary, you know, going over there, especially that home stadium, it is a very different experience. I mean, if you think it's frustrating watching it on telly, try being sat in there, you know, with them games. It's mortifying. There has to be more to football than just results. There has to be.
Listen,
There's got to be.
I like it for the day out. I like it for the day out. I have a laugh over there, irrespective of what's going on the pitch. The atmosphere is dead because there's nothing good going on off on the pitch. But what I tell you, let me tell you what. Yeah, look, can I just say what I took from Paul's message? What Paul's message made me do, it made me double down and say, I ain't fucking going anywhere. I'm staying.
Yeah.
Right. You ain't getting rid of me, Sullivan. You ain't getting rid of me. And I hope there's other people out there as well. And Paul, I urge you as well. Get back over there. We need the original fans back over there.
And,
right?
going back to Mickey's point as well, you know, it was shitty football and a shitty atmosphere. Yeah. Stole that moment from fucking Mickey and has probably stolen it from loads of other people as well.
Yeah.
And you know something? That's why we're fucking fighting for this.
We'll be here after Sullivan's gone.
That's why we're fighting for this.
After Sullivan's gone.
We want this fucking we want West Ham back, and this group and this community that we've got. I am sorry, but this is like the old West Ham. We're fucking dinosaurs, all of us. But you know what? We're still, but we're not dinosaurs. We've got fucking 70-year-olds down to 16-year-olds that watch us.
Yeah, we got beliefs.
There's loads. It ain't all one age demographic. There's just loads of fans out there, and there still is. You can hear it inside the stadium now. So we beat Man United, Gary. We beat Arsenal. We draw to Brighton. The team get booed off. We draw to Bristol. The team get booed off. And that isn't because we're an ungrateful bunch of bastards. That's because they've gone over there in the pissing down raining, a freezing cold, fought for all that crap, and they've sat there to watch the other team have the fucking ball for the majority of the time, and it isn't acceptable. And I don't see how it ever can be, Gary. I don't see how it ever can be.
That is a great point from John. That's a great point from John. Gary, can I just say what John said there? If you adhere to the fact that it's a results-based business, then you are supportive of Sullivan and the dross he accepts. That is absolutely bang on. All those clowns on Twitter and the clowns I listened to earlier who blame Sullivan on the one hand, and yet fucking start cooing when we win a couple of games under Moyes, you're supporting Sullivan. You're getting behind him, right? So, so Gary, I hope you're not, because in the past, your early calls onto this channel were all about the old days, good old days, as I see them, the halcyon days of West Ham, right? Trevor Brooking, Alan Devonshire, the great football, the attacking football that we saw. And you know what I watched the other day? and if this is to all you out there who are watching this channel, right, I advise you to go and watch this on the West Ham official YouTube channel. Interview with John Moncur, fucking hilarious, priceless, right? Watch that, and then that will lead you to watch the replay of the West Ham versus Mets win in the Intertoto Cup final, right? That team, we went out to Mets, and they were a strong side, very vocal support, hostile stadium. Paolo Di Canio, Rio Ferdinand, Frank Lampard, Joey Cole came on as a sub, Trevor Sinclair, John Moncur running the midfield. You know, we fucking took that game by the scruff of the neck. I've never seen us attack a game of football like we attacked that game of football. It was a pleasure to watch, a real pleasure. High quality football.
Yeah.
That is what I love.
Yeah. No, it's right. I mean, I watched that, brought up with watching Brookie in Devonshire, you know, same as you, Gal. So
Exactly.
I know, you know, it's
That's why
I'm not saying you can't have
Gary.
I'm not saying.
Yeah.
I know Irish Tommy got a bit annoyed the other night on his show. I was watching it, and then when a couple of fans were saying, "Well, he was no," but what he said was, "Well, it's got to be like if we play attacking football, we're going to lose," and it's not necessarily true. I mean, you can,
no, it isn't.
You can do both. Tottenham are doing it at the moment, but the results at the moment are just all over the place. I mean, we beat Wolves 3-0, we beat Tottenham and Arsenal 1, we beat Man United. You know, we've had some really good results, and yet we've had some
because
games
Gary,
in between.
Because Gary, look at the results, right? Look closer. When you look closer, you realise we've shit out some of those results. We shouldn't have beaten Burnley. We shouldn't have beaten Olympiacos. We shouldn't have beaten Forest. All in that way. We only beat Forest because they went 2-1 up and sat back. Right? That was that idiot manager they had, who they've just fired. We only beat Burnley because their manager, in his infinite wisdom, took the second marker off of Kudus and set him free for the last few minutes.
I know.
We only got
falling in our favour, Gary.
We only got anything out of Newcastle because of Kudus coming off the bench, you know, and doing what he did.
I mean, that's the difference with this team. It's the front three. The front three is superb, and this is what's winning this games, isn't it?
Yeah. So this it goes back to that, right? Now I know there is a common concern among the fan base of you know, well, who comes in next? You know, because of David Sullivan's track record in getting other managers in. Well, I'm not being funny. This is a different West Ham now. It is a different West Ham. The quality of player that we've got now, and we have got quality throughout that fucking team now. We really have. There are so many managers you could bring out there. And I'm not being funny. We all talk about Alonso. I love him. I still think that's very much on the cards. I don't give a fuck. I was sent a video from when Alonso was at Sociedad, right? And I was talking about Sociedad. This is before he went to Leverkusen. Would you know what? He had the same links to Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and everyone else, even back then, in Liverpool. It's because of his player connections. The same things were being spoken about, but they went and got him for Leverkusen. They're being spoken about now. Look, he ain't going Real Madrid. Ancelotti's just signed his contract extension. But the other one, there's other managers out there. If you want to go and look at fucking Michel from Girona, who are currently second in fucking La Liga, absolutely amazing. The football that Girona are playing under that geezer, Michel. There's so many managers out there, and I think there's someone like, I'm sure fucking Palace are looking at this Michel geezer. Why ain't we? So you're telling me that we've got to stick with this fucker while we lose the next Postecoglou?
That's why I don't believe it. That's why I don't believe it. And Gary, this is why I struggle, Gary.
Arnie Slot, absolutely.
Gary, this is why I struggle with your calls, because you make some great calls, but I can't square the circle with you, because you've got the same background as me and the same beliefs as me in football, and yet you're willing to accept this if the results are all right. So I'll try to square that circle with you, and I can't.
Let's put it in a nutshell here, right? What I'm trying to say, I can see both sides of the argument. I said to you earlier, you know, you're all wrong and you're right. All I'm trying to say is, obviously, yes, I would like to play better football, and I'm the same as the rest of you. If you come to the push to shove, I take a chance on a more progressive manager. That's all I'm saying. But also look at it, right? And I've watched West Ham a long time, and there has been season, Gary, before Moyes, when it has been dross over there. It has.
Oh yeah,
you know, you can't deny it. It's not always like it's great attacking football. That is got to be said, right? You know, I've seen West Ham build up at Upton Park before. You know, so it's
plenty of times.
Straight.
Plenty of times.
But if you're asking me to go one side of the fence, I'm with you guys. Yes, I would like to see a change. I would. But all I'm trying to say...
We're getting booed off now, though, Gary. We're getting booed off now, right?
Yeah, we are. Well, in that case, but I'm just judging over the last 4 years. I've not seen West Ham finishing this high for a long, long time. You know, but it's coming at a cost where people like yourself, you want to play more progressive football. So if you're asking me to choose, I'm with you, yes. But all I'm just trying to say, I think some of the West Ham anti-Moyes fans are just too much the other way. And as soon as you say anything, like you moan about the people on Twitter about Moyes in, but also it's the other way as well sometimes.
No, I accept,
people try to make a valid point, they jump down your throat.
I agree with you, Gary. I agree with you.
I accept that. That is right. That is
right.
No.
I understand that, Gary. I understand. I just want clarity.
It's the same on both sides, but this does all come up. And like I say, it isn't going to go away. It's not going to go away until David Moyes goes, because this will always come round again. It is going to, because the football ain't going to change. The football ain't going to change. And you do make listen. They are all valid points. Everything that people say is a valid point. He's been relatively successful. He did get 6th place. He did get 7th place. He did win us a cup. We are currently 6th in the league. They are valid points. But the fact of the matter is, honestly, that's just looking at it as a snapshot, which is the same way that the pundits will look at it. People that don't follow or watch West Ham, that don't have to sit for it or experience it. And we are a fan base that have always craved that type of football. That is kind of in our DNA. And we've always had a problem with managers that go counter to that. It was the same with Sam. It's the same with Moyes. It ain't going away. It's not going away.
I mean, I've heard other fans from other clubs say, what you're going to, would love to be in your position, but of course they're not watching West Ham every week. I accept that. This is what I'm saying. This whole argument, you can sit, if you sat there in a valid conversation, me, you, Mickey and Nick in a pub, we sat there, you can make valid points for both things, but if push comes to shove, yes, I would like to see another manager come in next season, because what I would love to see is what he could do with the likes of Kudus, Paqueta and Bowen, and bringing some of the youth players through. So I'm with you guys. I'm just trying to say we just got to be careful. If it all goes wrong, let's be honest about it. If it did go wrong with our manager, there'd be a lot of fans now calling for Moyes out, calling for him to come back.
But hang on a minute.
Someone would.
Hang on a minute. But how about?
No, I'd never
but how about if we give Moyes his contract and we have a repeat of last season's 35-game relegation battle with no European football, but we actually go worse. We actually get relegated. It could happen again. So in Moyes' because this season ain't finished yet. So out of his 3 seasons, so 30% of his time here, we've been in a relegation battle. Put it that way. No, it's true though. In three complete seasons, right? 3 complete seasons. 2 of them were good. 1 of them was bad. So 30% of David Moyes' tenure in the league, we've been in a relegation battle.
Yeah. I mean, I did see something actually about the Everton fan was saying actually, and he was saying this parallel. He said 2 seasons at Everton, he got right high, and he really struggled in his first season, and he's done again. I'm not saying it's going to be the same with West Ham, but that's what happened at Everton apparently. But yeah, listen, it seems to be like a lot of West Ham fans do want to see a change now. They want to see more attacking football. I mean, the Brighton game the other night was dreadful, wasn't it? Although I know we didn't have Paqueta
but Gary, that is just the same as any other game, but we didn't win.
Yeah,
this is a trouble.
That was particularly bad. That was the worst I've seen.
But it had loads of injuries as well, But
they had way more than us. But that is that. I mean, imagine if they'd have had Matoma and players like that. Fucking hell. So look, I am sorry. The football for me is always the fucking same. Sometimes our counter attack is more effective, and we look a bit better with the few chances that we create. But the football and the style is always the same. It's always turgid and always shit. I hate it. I hate it. I can't help it.
Nick, you know what? There's thousands of people going to watch this show the next couple of days, right? We keep watching it live, and it's going to be a balanced thing. And some of them are going to sit there, right, and they're going to say, "Well, it's all about results. Sorry, mate, I don't care about the performance." And other fans will be like yourself. They want so. It's what I'm trying to say. It all depends what you value more. And if you're paying your money, like Gary goes, got a season ticket, and John, if you all go, you'll go. You want to see a tank entertaining football. You've got every right to ask for that. You know what I mean?
Can I say, there's a guy here who says, let's be honest, the West Ham way is losing to shit clubs and beating the big boys and spuds away every now and then, been that way for decades. No, that ain't the West Ham way for me. West Ham way for me is literally trying to win games of football, right? That's it. With attacking play, with the right intent, trying to win games of football. Now, some seasons have been more successful than others, but we haven't just fucking done shit for decades, right? We finished 5th under Harry. We finished 5th under Bilic, didn't we? We've, we've had lots of good seasons, lots of average seasons, and a few crap ones where we've ended up getting relegated. But largely, largely in, on average, over the whole time I've been watching West Ham, I have been entertained.
Yeah.
I have been.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
But anyway, Gary, thank you very much.
Anyway,
Thank you very much for
Gary.
the call. Thanks for taking my call. I should
brilliant
say.
show, lads.
See you
Take
later,
care,
Gary.
Mickey. Hello, mate.
Lovely stuff. Cheers, mate. Thank
Hello,
you.
mate. Okay,
See ya.
bye.
Right, we'll wrap it up after that one because I'm
sorry.
tired.
One more thing. Amanda says here, bring back Harry. I would bring him back for this season.
Oh, for the end of the season, I would. Could you? I mean, imagine what he would do with some of these players. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Jam roly poly.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you, he'd get something out of fucking Ben Rama. He'd give him a big cuddle.
Yeah.
He'd make him feel loved. He would. Players like that need managing a little bit different. He'd love Paqueta. Absolutely love him. Don't care that. It'd be fucking a festival of football. It'd be beautiful.
Let's go back to Joe Baz's comment from earlier, Mickey. Sorry to hear about your dad, Mickey. I used to go with my dad. Same sort of thing. World Cup 2018. Was in hospital. Asked him if he wanted me to stay. He said, "No, fuck off." Last thing he ever said to me. Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, look, we had a dad who was writing at the football as well. He used to have a season ticket over at West Ham, and he always every year he used to say, "I'm not renewing," and every year he renewed. But he was going back for our dad nearly died by following West Ham away in this is before Nick. Nick wouldn't even be here, right? The Stoke replay of replays in 1972 semi-final League Cup. It was up at Old Trafford. We ended up with Bobby Moore going in goal because our keeper went off with a broken arm. Well, my dad and Patrick, our uncle, were driving to that, and my dad's bonnet flew open. And he got out to have a look at it to close the bonnet and got hit by a lorry. And then he landed on the central reservation, basically had a big gash on his head. And luckily, a doctor was passing and saved his life. But it literally took him a couple of years to learn to walk again. And he just started a business. He opened a garage and everything else. It was awful. So if had that gone the wrong way,
I wouldn't have been here for a start.
Right?
I wouldn't have been here for a start. Yeah,
but yeah. So that's the kind of we're very ingrained in West Ham, right? It's we love West Ham.
Yeah. Look, listen, everyone who's said sorry about my dad. Thank you very much for everyone in the chat. I wasn't saying that story to sort of tell you my story. It wasn't that.
No. It was the point of it. It was the point. Yeah.
Without entertaining or being entertained with football and watching dross, you do sort of end up going, I'm not going no more. Yeah. It's happening.
But it's happening now. I mean, the amount of messages that we get now from long-term season ticket holders that have season tickets now, they're just not going.
No, that's what I'm saying now. It's not going. That's why. And I'll always have that entertainment aspect, probably the most important to me. Not because not just because of that, but I think you're a football fan, you're a West Ham fan. Surely you want to see that and be entertained.
I think the two are this is the thing, right? I think West Ham fans are football fans.
Yeah,
this is what I can't separate the two.
That's why I wanted to get to the bottom of what Gary was saying.
We're a football club. We've always been known for good football. West Ham and football are the fucking same.
Yeah.
That's what I don't get. That's what and this fucking new shit. Like I say, take away the results. What you got left? Nothing. Absolutely fuck all.
No.
But look,
fuck off, Ron.
Yeah. But look, anyway, we're going to wrap it up now. It's been a very good show tonight. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Been loads, very loads of numbers. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for the calls as well. It's been very good. It's been very good.
And do some rambles this week, and one especially that I'm going to put plenty of work in. That's going to be the Moyes history ramble. Probably going to be quite a long one. It's going to be feature packed, right? Fact packed. Look at that, because it's going to be fucking enlightening for you.
Unless Gary has a shed issue, Mickey, isn't that right?
No.
Yeah, it might. It's meant to be raining, isn't it? So he might have a flood.
It might rain. You never know.
Before you go, there was 414 votes. 93% went for Moyes out, and 7% went for new contract. 58% went out. 35% went just out.
Right. Yeah. Who went in? How many went in?
7%, but one of them was Garino because he was just being a dick. He said He's done that for shits and giggles. Yeah.
But do you know what though? I'm saying that, girl. I'm looking forward to that ramble of yours on that history with Moyes.
I'm going to make that one good. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And I've got another idea in mind as well about Mohamed Kudus, because you know the way.
No worries, Muggy. Don't worry, mate. You haven't upset.
Don't worry, Muggy. Look, Kudus, you remember the way that Moyes is now taking credit for Kudus, you know, and I'm sure Steiten's happy for him to do that because he likes to stay in the background, right? But I look back at some of our shows earlier, and there were many, many weeks we're going, for fuck's sake, play Kudus. Why won't he play Kudus? Right? This guy's done this, he's done that. It's Kudus. Look how good he looks in Europe. Why won't he play him? Right? And so I'm probably going to make a little compilation video of that, because I looked at for a couple of them earlier. Just I'll release that later in the week. I think that'd be quite entertaining.
It would be. It would be. But some of the rants have been funny. It's like when we first got Skamaka and he wouldn't play him. And I'll always go back to the Irish Tommy rant when he was on our show and he went full Irish.
Yeah,
He was so funny, the rant he had. He said he's not ready. He went, he's an Italian international. What fucking more can he do? It was going bad. It was so funny.
Tommy was good value the other night, by the way.
Or a cracker, Nick. What was that thing about eating a cracker?
Oh, no. Well, that was when he was talking to us about, you know, when everyone uses the Conference League. And he said, look, it was great to win a trophy. He said, but when you're starved, even a cracker tastes nice.
Yeah, he comes out with some crackers. He does.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. But no, I love Tommy. He's really good.
I do. I love listening to him. I love his accent.
Yeah, no, he's good. Yeah. He is good. Yeah. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. We're going to let you. He'll probably listen to this as well. He takes some getting used to when we invite him onto our channel, because we're very fast flowing. The way that we talk is because we're from East London. We just don't stop talking. His way of talking is a little bit slower, so you never know when he's finished. So we don't wait for gaps. We talk over each other. Yeah. And he starts. We think he's finished, but he's not. And he just he's brilliant. He's brilliant. Yeah, but we got used to him now. We got used to Tommy.
Gary,
he's fantastic.
You love Tommy's accent.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, he's brilliant.
I ain't doing it.
He can't.
No, Nick does it all right. No. But this is like when we used to sit around our kitchen table in Eric Street. We just used to constantly talk over each other. It was just a massive
yeah. There's no gaps.
That's what this show's like.
East London way, isn't it? It's East London way. When we've got all the family together, there's like 20 conversations.
Yeah,
exactly. I'll tell you what my problem is. Right, it's my fucking attention span. So you'll be talking, and something will pop into my head. But if I wait for Gary to finish talking, they'll go.
Yeah.
I have to strike while the iron's hot. I have to strike while the iron's hot.
I do try and let people talk, and I'll sit there like this, and some people go, "Is Mickey frozen or something?" It's not that. I do try to let someone finish. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. So we've got Nikki's bubbles. Okay. I am sorry for not giving everyone an update about that. Yes, she is fine, fully recovered, and a complete pain in the arse now as well. So a couple of weeks she was a bit iffy, but she's fully recovered from her up, and she's all good. So Bubbles is back. It's being a pain again. Right. Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, all. Come on, you irons.
Get you.